Your ritual!
What's going on, folks? It's Friday. You know what's happening. Do me a favor. Check out the Shred Den Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Saturday, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. 9100 85th Avenue, Suite 100. Brooklyn Park, Minnesota, 763-350-2191. Look them up on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and the TikTok, or www.theshredden.net. If you're looking to get some design work done, do me a favor and check out Narwhal Design Solutions. Justin Boney, Facebook, Instagram, and the World Wide Web at Narwhal Design Solutions. Justin Boney at gmail.com. He's done some fantastic work for a lot of bands around town and continues to do some really cool stuff for a lot of like breweries and all kinds of things, man. Very, very cool stuff. Look them up if you're looking to get some stuff done. Hey, I want to give an update on Lowbrow Saints Tattoo Collective. They had a soft opening today. They got all their things taken care of, and they are in the process of getting fully open. They are open, so you can go down there. I do not have their address. I wasn't able to get that information before the podcast. I was hustling and bustling trying to get shit together. So do me a favor, if you can, just look Lowbrow Saints up on Instagram. Contact them there. They'll give you all the information you need to know to get to the tattoo shop. Thank you very much. To this week, we have Daemonaut in the house. Now, you guys were supposed to come on a couple weeks ago, and one of my kids did the crappie flop. Yeah. And hold on a second. Did I get you this time?
There we go. There I am. Hi.
See, this is professional. That's what that is right there. That was professional skill.
I assume everything turned out okay with
yes.
health things?
Good.
Yes. Good. So she's been trying to get to the bottom of it. She has like two different types of seizures. So she has like these stress-induced seizures, and then she has like full-on epilepsy. So it's like two different types. One is in one part of the brain and one is in the other.
Right.
The one that they just found said that she could actually have a surgery to help it, but she doesn't have seizures enough to justify it. So it's like, we're going to wait till you get to a point where you're just, you know what I mean? And she's 26, you know what I'm saying? Has a 2-year-old. It's horrible. You feel horrible as a parent trying to, what can you do? Right. But it's like, fuck, man, just trying to get to the bottom of it anyway. But so how you fellas doing? Why don't we go around the table and tell me who you are and what you do in the band?
Which way are we going?
You.
Okay. All right. I'm Chad.
Chad.
Haugie Jordan. And generally, I'm a lead anxiety player. Other random Jackson Pollock things in my head. Bass, and sometimes against everyone's will, putting vocals on things that I don't need to be putting vocals on. And theremin.
Can't forget that.
Theory King.
Theory King.
Yeah. Do you wear a spiked bracelet while you do it?
I should.
Actually, I was going to say the end of that song. I mean, if Dimebag played theremin, that would be,
shit.
I did that, and I remember putting it on the song, and I sent it to them. I'm like,
it's like a little Cemetery Gates going on
it
there.
It totally sounds
That's
like
deep,
someone just Gary Holting all over the place. So, anyways, that's me. I'll pass the baton.
Mark guitar.
Welcome.
I actually left the headphones on for the whole song because I mixed the song and I wanted to hear them on these headphones, and they sounds pretty good. Nice. So it's kind of nice to hear it outside of the secret area.
Good job. Also mixing and
mixing and production and all.
So you've heard it a cajillion times over, huh?
Oh yeah, and that was actually another thing. It's like, a fresh kind of angle on it after hearing it on the 3 systems I use over and over. And you start to doubt yourself.
Out of curiosity, since you brought it up, what is your 3 system system?
I use just a laptop with the Audio Technica 50X headphones, and then I also have your classic bedroom studio, and then the Jeep Wrangler.
There you go.
With the subwoofer, because the other 2 systems don't give you the low end. And then you get in the car and you're like, way too much low end.
Yeah.
You got to roll. I mean, that's like the number one thing with mixing is to get that low end down to like one thing below 60 hertz.
Right. Right.
And then nothing below 40 to 20 hertz. You want to roll that off. So
I just always want to see if it's changed since the last time I
Probably
recorded
not.
something. So
Yeah.
it's like,
laws of physics don't change too much. So
dude, you got that really shitty fucking tape deck you had in the
Although,
80s?
yeah,
you
when
know?
he sends it up, now I put it on my phone too to test it. I'm like, well, a lot of people are just going to be listening to it on this garbage speaker. So
Yeah.
let's see if I can hear the things in there. And it's like, yeah, I can pretty much hear
or
everything.
test it on mono or
Yeah,
whatever.
right,
and yes, correct. Yep.
Sorry, I got off track there.
Yeah.
That's okay. I'm just the drummer, you know. You know, it's the lowly timekeeper of Daemonaut. Hi, I'm Derek. Nice to meet you all. Nice to be here in
Nice to see you.
podcast land and whatnot.
Fancy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Podcast land.
Yeah, it's nice.
I should have some sort of button that I could push, you know, like that.
Oh, yeah,
You
yeah.
know, that type of thing. Podcast land. Here we are again.
A Candyland board set here, but then get it rebranded.
Podcast land. I like that.
That's pretty sweet. I should have that table painted like a Ouija board or something stupid. Great idea.
I don't think that would be difficult to do.
No. It's a really cheesy old coffee table or kitchen table that I found in some. I bought it in some ghetto apartment. It was great. It was so fantastic. They opened the door and I'm like, this will do.
Oh yeah, the right size.
It serves a purpose. It's made of wood.
Yes.
I was like, oh, is this
sturdy.
for Micah?
Look at the gold. Look at the gold.
Yeah, the gold details.
It's like
and
flaking
kinda,
off.
Oh yeah,
That's the greatest, dude.
In it's a Formica top.
Yeah, it was like $10, and I was like, yeah, that's sweet. It's just on the other side of Brooklyn Park here. It's great.
Whoop whoop.
Oh, that's where you can get all your Formica top
Needs.
furniture accessories. That's great.
So let me ask you this, guys. So what was in the house when you were a kid? What were you listening to as a kid? What were your folks listening to? Your brothers, sisters? What was encouraging you and inspiring you as a kid?
I'll start.
It's
His is
still
probably the most interesting.
the baton
Awesome.
is
Here
still
we go.
with-
All right,
the
let's
baton
go.
is still with you. So
When the other the band members go, yeah, you should start.
we should have got like a broken nunchuck to pass around to whoever gets to speak, maybe.
A baton?
Broken nunchuck.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it.
I could find one over there. That's fantastic.
My upbringing was very much delved into rock and roll. My parents were pretty young when they had me, and they all have siblings who are younger than them. So they were all into the rock and roll of the 70s, you know, at the time. So I grew up with you know, Kiss and Sabbath and Zeppelin and Deep Purple. So I was engulfed in all of that stuff. And it was, you know, from everyone in the family. My aunts were kind of throwing it at me. My third birthday, I got Rock and Roll Over and Love Gun, Kiss albums, as a 3-year-old.
That's awesome.
So it's like I was kind of already set on that trajectory from a very, very young age.
Oh, yeah. That's fantastic.
And somehow I became a drummer, which is a whole other mystery. We can get into that if you want.
Peter Criss, man. Peter Criss.
You like cats?
And, well, I like cats, but I like foxes better.
There you go.
Oh,
There you
fair
go.
enough.
Eric
I call
Carr.
Fox.
Eric Carr,
What does
baby.
What does the fox say?
Whatever. I don't remember how.
That's what Jonathan Davis says. I don't know. Like,
You ever heard that dance song? The What Does the Fox Say?
There is a part where the person does that.
you guys are so much more steeped in pop
well,
culture.
You have now heard
Yeah.
on Ritual Madness podcast exactly what the fox says.
Yep. That's what. That's what they say. Oh,
That's crazy.
it's good stuff.
But yeah, that's kind of what the seed of Derek Jamie's eventually kind of sprouted from.
So when you have all of that cool music around you, like what do you gravitate to? Like, I mean, obviously you're in a rock vein. Do you go for the hardest thing, and does it continuously get heavier?
Aphrodite's child.
Or does it get more technical? Does it get more? Which direction did you end up going?
I mean, wow, my path.
Hey, can I ask you a quick question? Like, how did you get into like the 70s prog? Was either your parents into that, or was that just your own?
Young.
I know, but still, that's a little far away from Kiss.
70s prog was, yeah. My dad had some. Well, my dad had Aphrodite's Child, which if you don't know who they are, that's check it out. Aphrodite's Child. That's Vangelis, the guy who did Chariots of Fire. That was like his first band, you know. Yeah, I mean, he didn't have Rush or Yes or Camel. Well, definitely not Camel.
Egg.
But I don't know. I mean, he wasn't really a prog guy necessarily.
But he was your gateway to that stuff.
I guess maybe, but I don't know. I mean, when I eventually became a drummer, and I didn't become a drummer right away. I became a drummer by accident. But when I eventually became a drummer, everyone was like, "Well, Neil Peart must be your favorite guy." And I'm like, actually, I haven't. I mean, I liked Rush at the time, but I wasn't like headlong into them at all.
I remember the Awakening.
Yeah. And then soon as I
tell us how the Awakening happened. If you witnessed it, there you must.
We were in high school.
Yeah.
I don't remember what I have a vague memory. You can confirm or deny it, but I remember you getting, I want to say, Rush Chronicles CD first.
You are correct.
And I remember that kind of like
the 3-disc CD.
Yeah, and it just seemed to open up, and we were still jamming in whatever form of enthrall that was. I think at that point, and
it was probably Psycho Puppet at the time.
It could. No, it was later. I want to say, I don't know.
These guys have known each other since kindergarten. Just for background.
We have photos of us 5 years old. Our kindergarten. I'm standing behind him.
I'm over here,
and he's like doing some weird gang sign with his, or probably it's more of a sex thing. I don't know. But,
no. I was trying to put my hand in my pocket.
Okay. Right.
Put
and
my
they caught
hand
you
in my pocket.
Oh, and you missed?
And my finger on the trigger.
And you ended up flashing gang signs?
It might have been just like a nervous energy thing.
Maybe,
I was only, 5, 6 years old at the time. Right.
So you saw the Awakening, and you became. Did you like Neil right away? Was that one of those things where you're like, holy shit?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I mean, I grew up on Rush music, but the magnitude of what Neil was and what he meant to drummers, I guess, across.
You just
the
weren't
globe
hearing
or whatever.
it yet.
No, I was honestly, when I first heard Rush for the first time, I was like 4 years old or whatever, and I was trying to figure out, why do they have a woman singing? That's crazy.
The soothing dulcet tones.
And then when I was told that it wasn't a woman, I didn't believe it.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, that's no way.
He looked like a chick back then too.
He had those glasses.
Really weird chick, dude.
And then it just
his hair, just his waves, dude, and the way he like did his thing, it was weird, dude.
And Geddy, I mean, awesome. But when someone showed me the album, it's like, no, it's not a woman. This is Geddy Lee. This is a man. I'm like, and it just blew my mind. Yeah. I couldn't grasp the thought of like.
I don't think you mentioned what was your original instrument. Like, what did you get into first?
I was a guitarist originally.
Okay.
I took guitar lessons when I was 7 years old, and did the, I guess, traditional learning, everything from the Mel Bay guitar book or whatever.
Yeah.
Every good boy does fine, blah, 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 and, learning Kumbaya and love
Shout out to Mel Bay.
Shout out to Mel Bay. R.I.P.
Whoop, whoop.
Bay in the house. Who's my Bay?
What?
Mel.
What Bay? What Bay? Anyway.
Sorry.
Get used to this.
Outbursts.
This is a typical thing here.
That's okay. It's a typical thing on the podcast too. That's us.
But
we all fit together.
But yeah, I mean, I was infatuated with guitar initially.
Yeah.
And played it for a year or two, and I just got kind of disenfranchised with reading music and learning. All my other friends were playing football and hockey, and it's like,
They were normal.
I need to put. So I put the guitar away for a few years, and was decided to go be a kid. Yeah. Do kid things. Yeah. And then I met a guy by the name of Aaron Robertson in the 7th grade who was a guitarist. He was like the only other kid in the class that had like an Anthrax shirt on. I'm like, you and I need to be friends. Yeah. And him and we hit it off, and we were like glue together. Yeah. And he was a guitar player.
Sweetheart of a dude too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And we got a story about Aaron.
Oh Jesus.
Kind of lots of things kind of tie in together with the three of us. But anyway, he inspired me to kind of pick guitar back up again. And this is around 7th grade, whatever. So I was like, 13, 14 years old, I think. And we were jamming together, whatever, just the Wayne's World jamming together.
Yeah.
And another mutual friend of ours by the name of Josh was also a guitar player. And I noticed the two of them were like really far more advanced in their guitar playing than I was. So
Josh
I was
had
like,
that Honda with the cutaway all the way up.
Yeah, he
back
did.
then. I mean, so you could get to all the frets.
well, of course, because you need to get all the frets. Why get some when you can get all?
Mandatory.
So yes, as the story goes,
Yes.
I'm helping.
No, you are.
Okay.
I ain't mad, dude.
Okay.
One day in 1991, I want to say it was the summer of 1991, I got a call from Aaron.
Yeah.
He's like, "Hey, dude, what are you doing?" I'm like, nothing. And he's like, "Hey, I'm over at Josh's place." Josh just lived a couple blocks away from me. He's like, "Hey, I want to come over and jam." I'm like, "Yeah, cool, sure. I got nothing going on." So
Leave your guitar there.
No. So the plot thickens. So me thinking that, okay, I'm going to go over there and jam like we normally have. I'll lug my guitar and my Fender Reverb Deluxe, combo amp that weighed more than me at the time.
Right.
No casters or anything. So just lugging this thing around.
It's good for you.
What? Yeah, it probably wasn't good for the tubes.
Or your spine, the crooked spine.
Yeah, well, that's I'm dealing with that today. So, and I get to Josh's place, and Aaron opens the door. He's like, "Oh no, man, shoot, I'm sorry. We don't want you to play guitar. We want you to play drums." And I'm like,
Surprise.
"What?" I've never picked up a set of sticks. Never sat behind a kit my entire life.
Yeah.
What would make you think that I'm a drummer?
How bizarre. And not telling you that ahead of time? Like,
Yeah.
you just
I like
show
it.
up.
I was-
Carry
I
your
was-
shit all the way down
They
there.
have
Like, hey,
ulterior motives.
Did they have a
bro.
kit waiting for you? Like, what was the story?
I was ambushed,
Oh, okay.
but ambushed in a good way.
They're like,
If
we
that-
have a
if that's
throne
thing.
for you. You're the king of the band.
Yeah, so they brought me in. Well, first off, I asked him, like, why would you think that I'm a drummer even capable of doing it?
Right.
And Aaron's words were, and I quote, "Because you're constantly,
Oh, you're doing that
Doing
crap?
that in
You
the
were doing
com-
that back then, too?
on the cafeteria
Oh,
table,
sure.
just,
Just getting
trying
your
to, just
Ken Owens
mimicking like
riffs.
Cannibal Corpse, just blast me.
Right, sure.
So they knew I could hold a beat.
Yeah.
And that was that. So I went downstairs where they had this makeshift, it was an old Rogers 60s, like, Beatles looking kit.
Nice.
But it had like a couple of like Ludwig Vistalite, clear Vistalites that were sort of jerry rigged on it.
Yeah.
So it was like a three rack tom setup, one floor.
Yeah.
These cymbals that were just trash cans, just aftermarket made in Germany cymbals that just sounded like garbage.
Nice.
I can imagine.
But that was the drum kit that I first started playing on,
Yeah.
and I just kind of sat behind it. And the sticks that they had were literal tree trunk sticks. I think they were probably like marching tenor sticks.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it. But that was the start of it, and here I am, 35 years later.
Damn. That's
With
awesome.
these guys.
Ew, math.
That's awesome. Ew, math.
Math and time.
Math and
that's
time.
right. That's right. How about you fellas? How
About
did
you,
that?
Norwegian?
How'd things
Really
start?
Where did it
Well,
start?
let
Do I
me
have
tell you.
to, do I have to start from like getting into music to?
You don't have to. You just tell it how you want it to.
Yeah, you tell it how you want to
How
tell it.
long of a time do we have here? We got time.
Well,
Yeah,
Well, that's
we
the
got
other
time.
thing. I know
That's
that
the
I'm
thing.
long-winded.
Well, you know how the
okay.
texts are. Derek's texts are this long. My texts are this long. Your texts are like cute.
Yeah, you're
I
the
press
middle
return.
guy. You're the middle guy. Right in the middle. You
Well,
put it
I
all
have a
together.
tendency to like non sequitur, go full off on another tangent, and then like, oh, hold on, you guys. I know it's been 2 hours. I haven't finished this story, and then I have to get back to it because my brain's like, I got to finish that. There was a punchline at the end of there. Anyways,
I'm the same way.
my parents were the same age, spanning a few months or whatever. He's in a different year, so it's technically cooler. I think. I don't know. 76 versus 77? Like, I guess bicentennial.
Yeah, I'm bicentennial.
Oh, yeah.
Who are you?
Nothing. That's what I'm saying. It's cooler. I guess I'm Aquarius. There we go.
There you go.
Spirit of 76.
I just pour
bro.
water on people. It's all good. Anyways, yeah, so my parents were a bit older than his. So, like, you know, around the house, it was just
Peter, Paul, and Mary.
Peter, Paul, and Mary. My dad really liked folk. He got into folk for some reason. Peter, Paul, and Mary. The Beatles, of course, Beach Boys stuff. My dad loved Neil Diamond, so I always stick up for Neil Diamond because I'm like, no one sounds that way.
Nope.
That's true.
And I'm like, you know it's him. I get that.
That's why everybody hates him, is because he was so damn popular.
Well, you know, people get mad at
every damn
the
radio
song that
style.
happens in the bars and everyone goes,
Yeah.
ba, ba. I'm like, no, I'm mad at the people, not him.
Yeah.
He didn't say so good, so good. He says the lyrics, and then the people go,
Add stupid
so good, so good.
Yeah.
Please stop doing that. Just let him sing the song.
I agree.
Yeah, the song's fine.
I
Don't
agree.
repeat it. Although we've been doing it with the puppy. We're like, oh, such a good girl, so good, so good. And we start doing that at the dog. We can't help it because it's terrible.
So Neil Diamond was a staple
Yeah, so
in the
that
house.
was. I mean, it wasn't that huge, but it was a thing.
Yeah.
And then, and you know, like, I don't know if everyone else has this experience. Yeah, where you see your parents and you're like, oh, they stopped liking new music, and I just couldn't figure it out. My dad's resurgence into music was ZZ Top in the 80s. So,
Yeah.
like, not the old school stuff, which, whatever.
Fandango.
No, it was Eliminator and,
Oh.
you know.
and beyond there. Right?
Yeah, well, Afterburner and Eliminator. He had the Afterburner cassette, so it was just like, my dad was a hot rod guy, so just Motorhead, not the band, but fixing engines and engineer stuff. So they had cool cars in the videos and
He was
girls.
in, full on in.
So he's like, there are girls in the videos and cars. And I like the music and whatever. And he also liked the Dire Straits. He still asks me, how did he get that guitar sound? It must be the metal resonator guitar on the cover of the... And I'm like, no, it's not. It's not that. And I'll tell him it's not, but he, you know.
But that's on the cover, so.
Yeah,
Wasn't
so
he a
it's-
Strat player?
Yeah.
Stratocaster, wasn't
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
more of he's playing with his fingers.
He plays with his fingers. He is almost exclusively a Strat guy. I
Yeah.
do believe the
There's a Les
Money
Paul
for
in the
Nothing
video.
riff is a Les Paul, but he's a finger guy. That's the key of the whole operation.
correct.
Yeah. So, but anyways, so that was kind of his thing, and you know, my mom, kind of within that range, and she really likes Queen at this point. No band is as good as Queen to her at this point, which is
Well, I mean, if you're going
Totally
to plant
fine.
your
She's not
flag, that's
wrong.
not a bad band.
No,
to-
it's not at all. It's not at all.
She's pretty on point.
I'm trying to get her
I
to
guess,
be
you know?
more, you know, I'm like, hey, there's Freddie Mercury, but there's also Mike Patton in terms of versatility. She's not buying
She
it.
didn't buy it, huh?
No, she's not. She's like, yeah, but they're called Faith No More.
Yeah.
What brought you to bass?
Clearly
though?
hasn't heard those
Yeah.
first few albums, though. I mean,
Yeah,
if
what-
it's
what-
At some
after-
point, you
He's
picked up a
refocusing
bass.
me.
What did bring you to
Yeah.
bass guitar?
So, yeah, thank you for calibrating me.
You are welcome. That's why I'm here.
Kind of when you were I'm like, hey, don't talk about Josh unless you talk about his Hondo guitar. That's important. In my mind, it's seared in there. It's super pointy and super crazy looking. Anyways, yeah. So bass. I have my whole life had a hearing loss, and so I was always supposed to have hearing aids. So this is a good thing for me to get into, and. Parents never got me the hearing aids, so I couldn't hear shit in class. So yeah, so here I am, and rocking. And the frequencies that I have are it's all kind of borderline, low frequencies to mid, and then it kind of trails off on the high end. Now I have hearing aids, but I don't wear them because I'm too cool. I don't want to get teased on the playground, basically. So at work.
Fair.
Yeah, and so I think when I had piano lessons, I would always kind of gravitate towards songs that were generally in a minor key, which that, you know, foreboding to come, like, oh, you're going to be, you know, dark.
You had piano lessons?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I had, and it was all like Suzuki initially, so you were supposed to like memorize all the tunes and then go other method was like listen to the cassette when you fall asleep, which I think is scientifically proven not to actually do anything, but whatever. But I would so I would memorize all the tunes and then play them. And I would like all the evil, dark-sounding songs, which always ended up having more bass. You know?
So you could just feel it better.
Probably.
So you gravitated towards what you already were hearing.
Probably, not consciously. And then, it sounded evil. And, with He-Man or any of the other things, I liked the monsters and the bad guys because they looked cooler. And, why is that always a thing? That's really a thing. Yeah,
I always love the dude with the black hat. You know what I mean? It's never the guy with the white hat with the fucking giant belt buckle. You know what I mean? Like that dude's a douche. Look at him.
He-Man looks dumb. Merman's where it's at. Yeah, he's got all the crazy things coming out of his face. Anyways,
what about Ram? What are your thoughts on Ram Man?
I liked him. I hate the figure is such a cop out.
Yeah, it's a hard plastic.
The arms do this.
Yeah.
He's got a rotator cuff issue, I think.
It's like a fucking bobblehead kind of concept.
Or one of those, shock, or what are the shake weights?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I just love that motion,
Yeah.
One of my favorite
Is that
motions.
South Park episode,
Ram
right?
Man me, baby. Ram Man me.
I just can't imagine any of the adults that created that character didn't have a
So
ulterior.
when did you pick up the bass?
Yeah, so back to that after Ram Man. I didn't do that.
That's on me. I'm
High
sorry.
five.
I'm sorry.
Power twins activate. In the form
that right.
in the form of Ram Man in the force of a bass pick. So I had piano. Tried to learn to read music when I got switched to a different teacher, and I hated that. And then took trumpet in middle school, and wasn't terribly into that either. I had to do trumpet because my dad owned one from when he was a kid.
Right.
So we're not going to buy a new instrument. You just play
Use this one.
Your gross dad's. Yeah, your dad's mouth was on that. Put your mouth on that. Get your embouchure together. Anyways, so I did that. Yeah. I think the coolest thing we played at Sandburg Middle School was the
Saints.
Danny Elfman's Batman theme.
There you go.
And I only made it to first chair when other people got sick. So I was usually fourth chair or something like that, which whatever.
But you eventually got first chair.
It's
still
something.
counted.
I don't know
it's
what.
still counted.
3 cheers for sickness.
I get first chair when I go to the bathroom.
Nice.
But yeah, so then I didn't really get. I was like, I always just did like comic books, and I was drawing and just drawing monsters and shit and that sort of thing. I can swear, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. I'll try not to then.
It'll just get us, banned.
But and so like I didn't really like get into music. It was around me. Like my parents were listening to Cool 108 and stuff, and so it was like oldies, Motown, and all that stuff. And I remember starting to get more into music late middle school or something like that, and then you get to junior high, and it's just you start like becoming a misanthrope and wondering like, why don't I belong? I don't understand sports. I'm trying. I got the Andre Agassi shoes. It did not make me better at tennis. Weird.
Did you get chicks with them though?
No.
Oh fuck, that's weird.
And I had spent all my Christmas money on that. I couldn't get a cooler starter jacket. I couldn't get one.
Were they the
They were the second gen ones with like the colorful trippy heel. Or what were you going to ask before I interrupted you?
Oh no, I go ahead.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, anyways,
Thank God there's only 3 people in this band. My God.
Were they the palest shoes, like kind of?
What color were they?
So I got MTV out. We're in our rural area, and like some of the first 3 things I saw, Warrant's Cherry Pie video.
Oh shit.
And I, of course, that woke some things up in me. Janie Lane had a really cool smile prosthetic in there. It was really cool.
Creepy.
And then
He was creepy.
It was creepy.
He was a creepy human being, though.
I mean, he's kind of an odd-looking dude.
I met him at the Rock one time.
Really?
They did this big thing. Yeah, David Lee Roth did he had what's the fucking Van Halen Atomic Punks. He had them playing as the background band, and then Dave came and got wasted, dude. And he's trying to do these kicks, and it was like that, that drunken little kid where just like this high and hilarious, dude. But Janie Lane was wandering. My wife was at that show. We never met each other at the show, but we were both at the show, and she absolutely loved him. So she's following him around the whole time, and I thought he was just the most bizarre dude ever. He was just awkward and on drugs. He was like all whacked out.
He was very self-loathing.
Yeah, he was really weird, man.
He was a drummer by trade.
Yeah.
He should have stayed behind the kit.
Something, maybe he wasn't comfortable being a front guy on some level.
Alcohol. That's what they said when he
was
was
his
in
coping mechanism.
the rehab show that he was on was with Dr. Drew. He said he was, that's how he coped with everything, was just to get.
I believe it.
Because he hated being the cherry pie guy.
Right.
Yeah.
But
could you imagine being
the Warrant in Japan. There's on YouTube. They do a live show in Japan. It's freaking good, man. Really, they were great band live. I was never a fan, but I was like, holy crap.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So back to me.
Enough about me. What do you guys think about my story so far?
All right. So
now you know what a band rehearsal is like.
Right.
Yeah. I try to get better, but it never works.
We wouldn't have you any other way.
Yeah, but there's 3 videos I remember getting into, and it was like Slaughter's "Fly to the Angels," and the Warrant song, and then Faith No More's "Falling to Pieces." And I was very lucky that was one of them, because I went on that path, and then the other 2 fell off.
I'm thankful too.
Yeah, I remember going to my parents always complained that all the shirts were black, and Slaughter had one that was white. So I'm like, here, get me a white Slaughter shirt.
Yeah.
And then
Warren had one too.
Yeah,
with the big
and then
boss on the front with all the money.
Yep.
I went to school with it. We were in math class together, and I think you had either Judas Priest or Iron Maiden on.
No, Iron Maiden.
Okay, all over print, and he just lambasted me for the Slaughter shirt. And
did you?
He just and we weren't even
What's that shit?
We weren't even super close or something like
nice
that.
shirt.
It was
dork.
just like nerd, it was just like,
seriously, do you not watch Headbangers Ball? They're the weakest thing on there, dude.
And you guys were on the very tail end of the hair metal thing, too.
Yeah.
We're talking 90s now, so it was over.
Yeah, this was 93, 94,
this is the alt metal rise.
Yep.
Right, yeah. So I was lucky that one of the bands was like the way in. But
you said Faith No More was
yeah. And then my good friend Matt Mahuka, also from kindergarten, if you know him, but he was in kindergarten with Derek and I as well. And
Anoka, Lincoln School, 1982.
Shout out to Mrs.
Shout
Shrew.
out, Mrs. Shrew.
Oh my God, here we go.
Give some love to Miss Sundin too, but I wasn't in your class, so it's all good,
She was AM and Mrs. Shrew was PM.
Oh, well, I'm just giving her, props.
I never had.
You guys
AM.
are going way back, man.
I know,
dude. Literally 1982, 83.
You dudes are old.
But Matt was really into Metallica at the time, and so I remember I was over at his house, and his mom played drums, if I remember correctly, and he was playing Kill 'Em All, and like Anastasia comes on, and I'm like, what is this? And he's like, I don't know, but my mom says it's bass, and it's not supposed to sound like that. And I was like, sign me up. This is whatever. I want to do more of
Cliff
that.
Burton, holy fuck,
yeah,
man.
So, and then it just kept.
Can you imagine what they would have been if he never died? Where would they have gone?
Yeah,
would
I
the
don't know.
Black Album ever been created?
Or
I don't
would he
think
have just
so.
quit?
I don't
Maybe
think
he
so.
would have left the band.
Yeah, I think he would have left.
Well,
maybe.
Now, hasn't the story in the lore gone that they were looking for and they wanted to kick Lars out, and then it ended up being
I don't know
David.
anything about
Now,
that.
if you go to the Sean Ryan interview that Dave Mustaine did, very tells a lot of history. I thought he was going to miss a lot of it, but they get in there, and then he goes in for the throat, really. So Dave tells a lot of the story that they were looking to get rid of Lars.
Which would have been kind of dumb on some level because Lars was like the driving force of like getting gigs, like progressing the band.
Yeah, he was kind of the go-getter.
Yeah, big
well,
time.
you know, it's kind of true and not kind of true, because when Cliff Burton actually joined the band, he was connected to the Bay Area.
Right,
and so
right.
they moved up to the Bay Area.
Right, that's true,
So
yeah.
Cliff actually had the
He
in
had all
on
that
the
stuff.
scene
Yep.
where it comes to, you know, Lars was obviously pushing the stuff, and him and James were the main guys.
Right. 'Cause it
James
came
was
from
just too
LA.
much of an introvert to do it all by
Right,
himself.
right.
is the
Oh,
thing.
right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. You can tell too, and if you look at, you know, the older stuff in the documentary and shit, you could tell that that's a way a lot of those dudes coped with a lot of that fame and a lot of that, you know, you know, you can't go anywhere without fucking. That's James Hetfield. I could never handle that. That would be insane.
We're talking about Murder in the Front Row, right?
Yes.
Documentary.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Sure.
Yeah.
Excellent documentary,
Yes.
by
Yeah.
the way, if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's really, really good.
The Cliff thing just snowballed to other things, and I just kept getting into, like, I would see the D-Light video and Bootsy Collins is in there. I'm like, well, this guy's awesome too. And then I just kept latching on to whatever
All these
penchant
cool-
to like
cool
just
bass
find
players.
and it just kept getting weirder, and then to the point where it's just like no one can relate to me.
That's all right.
And that brings us to today.
Yeah.
And so I'll hand it off to Mark.
Well, mine's, I actually didn't grow up in Minnesota. I grew up in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. And
Okay.
when I was younger, my parents were hardcore Christian Baptists.
Wow.
So for me, I didn't get to play guitar till I was 16.
But you had music though, right?
Well, exactly.
Baptist, right?
I mean,
Everyone's-
I went to church 3-4 times a week. They wouldn't let me listen to rock and roll. I wasn't allowed to tape music. Nothing. And
I wanna keep
so it was a
clapping the whole
battle,
time he's
man.
talking.
Yeah, it was. My mom played organ and piano in church, and it was all the hymns. And like I tried to buy the Michael Jackson Thriller cassette out of the barrel at Shopko, and we had to have a sit down to discuss whether I should be owning this heinous piece of material or
Secular
not.
material.
Did she let you have it?
Yeah, we did. After a sit down, I got to bring that one home. So,
Fucking.
but yeah,
That's a great story.
no
I've never
guitar
heard that
till
before.
16, and secretly recording music off the radio. And Yngwie Malmsteen was my gateway to metal.
Now wait, we got to back up a little
Yeah.
bit, because this is one of those things where now when you were sneaking it, I mean, were you listening to it late at night? Like,
Yeah,
so-
I
so
had
they-
the little boombox, and
Gotcha.
I would record the boombox
Yeah.
with the other
Yeah, yeah.
boombox,
Yeah.
and then have it, you know. And I was pretty indiscriminate at the time. It was just a local rock station
Sure.
in Marquette, Michigan.
Yeah.
But anything sounded good to me. I remember hearing the Tubes, and those kind of like.
Yeah,
I'm a
but
little older
dude,
than these guys. I was born in '71.
The,
So
the musical area of that time, though, dude, in the 70s, Detroit was a fucking hotbed for
yeah, I was
all
up
kinds
north,
of shit,
way
though.
north.
But I mean, as a
But-
kid, though, was that anywhere near your orbit? Did you hear
You
about
know,
any?
mostly it was like hearing like Def Leppard
Okay.
on the radio.
Yeah.
Because, you know, Pyromania.
Yeah, great
Kind of
album, man.
84
Yeah,
on
yeah.
was
want-
my awakening.
I want to remind our listeners this is probably going to be the least metal episode you've ever had.
No,
well,
way,
no, it
way,
goes from
no way.
there because I actually can tie into his thing a little bit because
We can talk about more metal things for sure, but you
once I heard Yngwie Malmsteen and I started recording crap off MTV and then getting into that and Maiden, and I was smack dab in the middle of the hair metal thing. But then I went to college.
Now
and-
what? Now we got to back up
Sure, yeah.
because being involved in a church family and things like that, especially with the Thriller thing, and you have a sit down with it. Now there had to have been another point where you moved into more heavier stuff,
Correct.
and they were like, "Oh man, the
It
devil's
was-
creeping in the house."
It was, and by
Lot-
the time
lot of
I got
pearl
to
clutching.
college and I was playing in bands, my mom actually reached a point where she mailed me Bible tracts to college for me to read. And like with a note that said, you know, if you give up guitar and rock and roll, you know, God will provide something else in place. And yeah, I had that whole thing going.
Yeah.
And now let me just be clear. I love my parents, and they're much more chill than they were back then. But they were young, and you know, when you're young, you're more enthusiastic about these things, and you kind
We're
of get
passionate about it.
Yeah.
yeah, and you know, you're always afraid for you know, I've got 2 kids myself, and you kind of, it's hard to not want to control their direction.
Here's the thing: is that you know, I look back now, man, and I think about the generations, the gaps between each generation. So like, my great grandparents, they had to deal with the Depression, that type of shit.
Right.
And then, the World Wars, obviously 1 and 2. My grandpa was in World War II, that type of shit, you know. And then it goes to my uncles. But in that time frame, my grandpa was one of like 16 kids, you know what I'm saying? My grandma only had 2 other siblings, so kind of a small thing. My mom came from a family of 6 kids, you know what I'm saying? So it was like that war thing where they were breeding to
big time.
Keep America moving, that type of shit, So I always think that's so crazy, that you're indoctrinated with religion. When I was a kid, it was really, really prevalent as a kid, and their parents before them. So it was like my great grandparents, then my grandparents, and my mom is very religious, but not as religious as the ones before her. You know what I mean? Like they taper off all the way down.
I would agree with that. My grandmother was more than my parents, and certainly I'm not.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It's kind of a trip. I always look back at that in like thinking how, my mom dealt with me and how her parents dealt with her. And then even knowing that my grandfather came from 16 kids, you don't get that one-on-one love as somebody like us that may only have 2 or 3 kids at a time. And you may spread them out, or you have time to spend with that specific kid. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Right.
It's kind of a trip. I focus on that generational thing because there's so much that we learned that the ones after us never learned. You know what I mean? You look back and you go, holy shit, I feel sorry for these kids these days because I was a latchkey kid, man. I got a key that was pinned to my shirt, you know what I'm saying, or to my backpack.
Same.
On and off the bus, I got there, you know what I mean? Mom came home, I already started some sort of dinner, you know what I mean? That type of shit.
Yeah.
My kids had no clue, man. You know what I mean? My youngest moved out and I was just like, oh boy. She's back in a month. That's how that was.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just kind of a trip. But
to go out to lunch, huh?
So I want to ask you guys this. Now, with music, I mean, was it prevalent in the home? Was it one of those things like you woke up and there was always something going on?
I mean, yeah, for my house, I also took piano lessons,
Okay.
and my dad doesn't play anything, but my mom was always a pretty heavy piano player.
Did she
and
play in the
stuff.
church too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and
You
she also
might have
plays
said that.
violin.
Okay.
So, but she always forced kind of like, you're gonna do band, you're gonna do the school music thing, and I was always bucking. I wanted to play guitar. I didn't want to play trombone or whatever they were trying to have me do. And so it took till I got to college to really kind of break that orbit or whatever. So
Freedom, a little bit more freedom in how you're thinking and probably what you're listening to and consuming and
correct.
Having your own control of it too, I'm sure.
And then what got me into the heavier stuff, I mean, I was into Metallica and Iron Maiden, certainly all that kind of stuff, but it was Faith No More.
Really?
They came out with that video when I was in college with the flopping fish, and I'm just like,
Oh yeah.
well, here's a different outlook on metal. And then Jane's Addiction right behind them too. And because at the time, metal and alternative, that was when they kind of came
It was
together.
worlds colliding, basically.
Yeah.
White Zombie and
It really was. If you look back at that time, man, it is like a like a fucking supernova.
Yeah.
Like everything was coming together at that. What sucks so bad when I look back at that is how. I mean, all right, I just answered my own question in my head, but it's one of those things where you see capitalism just take over MTV.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Oh,
they realize, hey, we can make this really shitty programming, but it was enticing. You know what I mean? You want to know what this kid's doing on this bus for,
Oh yeah.
the whatever road rules and all that
Right,
other dumb
right.
shit, right? But then you would, I just watched some video on YouTube and they were talking about when they killed Headbangers Ball. And they were on the air when the executives actually decided to cut the cord on him. And Ricky Rackman was out there like, they said it was one of his best episodes and shit, one of his last ones, like cool guests and all this shit, and it blows me away that they went so far away from it, and then like VH1 and BET, they're picking up all the shit and they were doing the hip hop and the poppy shit and all that. It was like, you were just going over to VH1 to catch something, and then you get the behind the music, and then they started doing some behind the music, and then MTV was like.
The other thing people don't realize now is back then that was the only way to see metal was like Headbangers Ball at 11 at night. Like it wasn't. I mean, if you read about it in a magazine, you might go take a flyer on it at the store.
I miss that. I miss magazines.
Yeah.
I miss the physical copies.
Oh,
of
I
things.
still subscribe to Decibel.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I love having that thing.
I mean, when I was a kid, that was one of the main things that the only magazine I wanted to get in was Metal Maniacs.
Yeah, I was going to say Metal Maniacs.
The
that
little
was a good
back,
one.
the pit in the back. That was like my thing and we finally did in Necromus, and like right before they fucking closed the thing down, we made it in the back. Somebody did a review of us.
That's awesome.
And the John McGovney had Hyrex and shit over at the Star Bar in
Columbia Heights.
Yeah? And then we ended up getting on that thing. And how, with all the bands that were on there, how our name popped up in the way the guy was like, then this local band Necromus came on and they took the ball and they ran, and the guy made it a sports analogy, and I was like, all right, I'm going to clip this. And then I ended up buying the magazine and sticking it in a box somewhere.
Awesome,
Awesome.
You know what I mean?
So I'm going to segue here.
Okay, all right, here we go.
Doing a turn.
Oh, God.
So, do you remember the first time that you and I met? And it's not today.
I probably, no. I'm going to say no.
It's today.
Lots of drugs and alcohol
That'd be
between.
amazing.
Do you remember going to Anoka, Minnesota to hang out with George Wells in the Malignant God rehearsal studio?
Yeah.
Okay. Good friend of mine, Eric Schultz, his parents ran that like housing or complex, whatever.
Okay.
So him and I were always at George Wells' place watching Malignant God jammed down in the basement.
Yeah, nice.
And that was the first time I ever met you.
Wow. That's a long fucking time ago.
Tell me about it.
Wow. Yeah, George is good shit, man. He was good people, man.
Have you talked to him lately?
I have online probably a year ago. He was doing some. He had just gotten a. God, it might have been more than a year ago. He got some big machine for his work. He's got some sort of working thing that he does. He's got one big like folding machine, like a huge, you push the button and it fucking moves metal. Yeah, he was doing some sort of fabricating of some sort, and he's doing a lot of outdoorsy stuff from what I see online, quite a bit.
Interesting. Because Eric is the only guy that I kind of see from Malignant God that is still kind of
free tag.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's weird. It's funny enough. He was gonna sell, or he may have sold it at that time, but he was selling his white double bass Yamaha kit. I was gonna buy that.
Yeah.
It was almost gonna be the first kit that I bought.
Really?
When I became a drummer. The only thing is, it didn't come with a snare drum. So I'm like, I can't buy that. It's like, it doesn't have a snare drum. I'm gonna be.
You don't get those separately.
I'm like, I'm not Jerry Marotta. I can't do this. Just Tom ecstasy over here with double bass.
So when you were hanging around there, were you like a little bit younger? These guys were like more experienced.
Oh,
so
yeah,
you guys were watching them. Like,
they were already in their 20s,
and
me and my friend Eric were junior high school.
Stealing pig faces and putting salt in them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean
Pig's Eye. I'm sorry.
Pig's Eye.
Pig's
Yeah.
face. Sorry.
Pig's face.
Do you remember Pig's Eye?
The beer?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, I got it mixed up with the band Pig Face.
Pig's Eye was a horrible beer.
Yes, it was.
We drank.
But I drank it.
Way too much. What was that other one? Red Dog.
Red Dog was
Red
great.
Dog was another.
Oh yeah, those were all the same era.
That's malt.
right.
That's malt.
Stroh's,
malt liquor, man.
Stroh's. What is it? The Green Death.
Special X.
Special X.
Yeah.
Whoop whoop.
Yep, all of those. And then that's when I had Busch Light back then too. That was my first time of Coors was back then too. All that, dude, just piss beer. I'd never drink again. I started brewing my own beer, so it's like I drink other beers now. Yeah, dude, I've been brewing beer for a little while now, and I absolutely love it. I did this thing out of the. So I just started doing all grain beer recently, right? So I've been doing these recipes and making these recipes up myself, and they've been turning out pretty good. But my wife likes craft beer, but I always want to impress my wife. So she loves Big Wave. So I'm like, I'm going to do something like that, a crushable summer beer in the fucking winter. Yeah, you know what I mean? So I put this beer together, and I did it. It is a mix between Big Wave and Spotted Cow. But it's a vanilla cream ale instead, and it's fucking amazing. Nice. And I've got like this much in my keg left at home. So it's like I poured some for her and I gave it to her, and she was like, "Oh my God, this is really good." And my daughters tasted it, and she's like, "Dad, this is probably the."
What
best
did you use for the vanilla? Did you
extract?
You did use an extract.
I did use.
We had my wife and I went to San Diego, and so we did some craft beer bumming around, of course, as you will. And she had a vanilla cream ale there that you can't get it here. But
was it Cali cream ale?
It might have. It was so friggin' good.
Was it? Did you get it on tap or did you get it?
We got it in a bar or whatever. So, but she loved it. I've never found a vanilla. It's just funny you bring that up because like she loves she doesn't really drink beer, but cream ales is kind of her jam.
Dude, nice, if you are friends, if we're friends on Facebook, if you see me post that, let me know and I'll growl you out one.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, because this last batch was phenomenal. It was amazing beer, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do another one. I did a stout side by side, and I was like, the stout is amazing, but I wasn't craving stout. And then when I drank the light beer, I was like, this is fucking amazing. I gotta do this again. And then I'm like, why did I do stout? Because I mean,
a little vanilla and a cream ale they pair perfectly. Yeah. So.
And here's the thing: is like when you let it age a little bit. You know what I mean? Just another week. When you think it's ready to drink, give it another week because it clears out. I poured one last night and I set it on the table and I'm just going, look at how clear that nice white foam all the way through. I mean, it's yellow, beautiful fucking. Oh, it looks so good.
Are you pretty good at duplicating it once you nail it? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Pretty meticulous
notes.
about it.
Lots of notes. Good. That's one of the things that I'd learned from the mead. Is like if you forget one step, it'll change the whole flavor.
Absolutely.
I imagine. You know? I mean,
absolutely.
Do you cook too? Do you like to cook, or
I love to cook.
You like all that stuff?
I hate all
of it.
Okay, so I didn't.
I like to eat, but
what's really funny is that I had my wife convinced for 2 years that we dated that I didn't know how to cook. And then one day she was like, I don't want to cook, and I'm like, fuck, I don't want to order anything, and I go, what do you got in here? And I start opening the fridge, and all of a sudden I'm just pulling things out. And I made I made chimichangas. So I did this. So I learned this recipe from a gal, and I was like, you don't tell your wife, hey, this is a thing I learned from this chick, you know. Okay. But I cooked it, and she was like, oh my God, this is amazing, you know. And I've added my own touch to it through the years, but within the last 3 years, she doesn't even cook anymore. I just. I'll go to the store, I'll buy what I'm thinking I want or whatever. I don't even ask her anymore. I hate asking her because she's like, well,
right.
I really like that thing you made 4 months ago.
Just make the call and do it.
Yeah. And so when I go, dinner's done, and she comes down and she goes, whoa, what is this? And, I've done Alfredos. I did a cream of mushroom soup from scratch, right? But I did it real slow, so it got really nice and thick. And then I made a tuna casserole with it. And it was fucking amazing.
That's some comfort food right there, man.
So I was like, okay, this is really good. It's way better than anything canned. And I'm like, okay, I could use this with it. I'm like, tuna, and my granddaughter was there, and I'm like, she's gonna love this. So I flipped it all together, and that kid ate a bowl with me, just you know what I mean. And my wife comes downstairs, is like, did the baby eat? And she's like, tapping her belly, going, no, like pushing on her stomach. Hilarious.
So, kids, not only is he a metal podcaster, he's also a secret culinary master over here.
I wouldn't say that, but I really enjoy it. I think I'm a tinkerer nowadays.
Yeah.
Man. I haven't been doing music for 5 or 6 years now, so it's like this is my main focus, and the focus for this is obviously the band and bands and what they're doing, now and later, and. I tinker more than anything. You know what I mean? It's the beer. It's, tie-dye beer, fucking whatever, man. I bought a 3D printer. I do embroidery. I mean, I make beats. I do whatever the hell I can.
Yeah, that's cool.
Get
Quite
my
a
brain
renaissance
around,
man over here.
Yeah. You got it, dude. I mean, I have to keep myself busy. If I don't, I fall into the let's do drugs and get wasted.
Yeah,
I like to party, but it's like, I don't let it consume me like I used to.
Right. There's a limit.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, back in the day, and like I said, that's why I can't remember some of those stories. Like, do you remember that?
That's fair enough.
No.
I mean, hey, as a 14-year-old kid, I was drinking probably just as much as you were down in that Malignant God basement.
Well, I was hoping that Malignant God story was going to end with him going, Oh, you were that frickin' asshole.
Yeah.
I remember
That's
you
who was
now.
stealing all my pig's eyes.
Let me
was a
ask
little-
you this, man, and this kind of goes into this whole thing too, and we'll actually answer this one, and then we'll play another tune. I want to go back to the first tune, Epoch. What is that one about? How did that one come to be? What is it written about?
Yeah, we got to go to Chad for that one.
I don't know.
Full disclosure, I don't think I wrote a single guitar riff on that one. That's all you, top to bottom.
That
Maybe some of
riffs?
the chorusy stuff was
Yeah,
me,
yeah, I
but that
can't
main
pull
sort
stuff
of
off like
bluesy
that.
riff was you.
Yeah, it's just my guitar aptitude is minimal, so I usually just write kind of Caius type riffs and things like that, or somewhere between King Crimson and stoner metal.
What a great mix.
So-
You know what
I mean, I like it because it's the opposite of what I do.
That
like,
checks
Well,
out.
Yeah.
and then I hand it off to him, and I'm like, "You don't have to play this because this is rudimentary. So please extend some chords or do some harmonies or something." But those are some old riffs that I had from prior writing sessions, and
Okay.
it seemed to, and we brought it in and. Like some of the punctuated stuff, there's other riffs in there that we wrote together too. So it wasn't all stuff I pre-wrote or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah. So
But
this was the actual question was, give me three influential bands that like would give somebody a descriptor of
like collectively.
yeah, well, I mean, just personally,
the
like
worst?
three bands that you would say influence you the most.
Oh, I thought you were going to say like,
No.
hey, describe what you sound like with three bands. And I was just going to be like,
That's what I was wondering. I'm like,
yeah, okay.
That's
Three
hard.
bands.
That's
though.
pretty hard.
3.
You want to go first since you went first earlier?
I don't know if I want to go.
You
I
need
think
more
Frosty,
time?
Frosty should go first.
Okay.
Well, it's hard to answer because I feel like playing with these guys, I'm not necessarily playing the exact style I would play in a vacuum.
Yeah.
Like if I were left to my own devices. But, I don't know. I hear a lot of Zeppelin and Derek's drumming. Just answer for him to start with. Especially that song that we played the intro.
Yeah,
That's
true.
got a very Bonham-ish kind of vibe to it. I
Guilty.
would say as far as like applying to these guys, I feel like Mastodon
Okay.
kind of music plays
Yeah.
a pretty heavy role.
Now, you said Caius. That would be right.
Yeah,
in that same
exactly.
vein.
That kind of it's metal but a little loose,
Mhm.
maybe,
Mhm.
without being too simple.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And to kind of tie on to that, what you just said, it's like certainly in the early days when we were kind of figuring, on the first album that we put out, Interplanetary Trust Fall, it's like we were still trying to discover what we wanted to do, and it's certainly the Mastodon, Clutch, COC
Oh, yeah, Clutch
vibe,
is a good one.
vibe was very much there.
Mhm.
And I think that was kind of the nucleus that sort of spawned what we eventually started doing. And even the aspect of the vocals for that album and that time period, because we had gone through a stretch of, okay, we have these songs. Did we find a vocalist for it? Yeah, and we kind of hemmed and hawed, try to find maybe someone outside of the three of us to sort of, who would be a good vocalist for this? And we, had a few options and fizzled out, whatever, and then just kind of became the three of us jamming still the same songs or whatever. And then we kind of reluctantly just sort of like looked at each other. It's like, well, maybe we
can do
try
it.
singing it ourselves,
Right.
And well,
Now we're back to
that's the first album. It's much easier said than done. I don't like, as a drummer, singing lead and playing drums in this band.
Right.
So it's something that it's just very, very difficult for me to do
I can
as a
imagine.
drummer.
I can imagine.
So a lot of the lead vocals kind of went to, between these two. And I think collectively we just kind of like, do we need to have vocals in what we're doing?
Just wasn't our strongest suit.
No,
so,
it just
like,
became-
lead with your best.
Right.
foot
It became just
forward.
kind of an afterthought. It's like, we have these songs. It's like, okay, I suppose we'll throw vocals on it just because.
Right.
And that's not to say that the first album is something that we're, kind of trying to put in the dirt.
How long ago was that released?
It was
Not too long ago.
during COVID.
Yeah,
So
2020, somewhere in there.
yeah.
How was writing that and putting that together in those times? That was a tough.
Most of it was
tough deal.
done, kind of.
Yeah, and that was the
So
problem.
you're going into it.
We
you
had
a lot
these
of-
songs. We were trying to find a singer. We had them in. Singers weren't interested. We didn't. Some would come in. They were more interested in being a guitarist than a singer, and we're like, that's not what you're here for. And so there was this kind of years of
Push and
trying to
pull.
figure
Sure,
this out, and then eventually we decided to do the vocals ourselves. So then there's this period of writing the vocals, and then COVID hit, and we were out of commission for 6 months plus there for a while.
Yep. Right.
So in that particular time, when you're out for 6 months, what was the catalyst to be like, all right, do we try to? Were you doing anything online? Were you trying to?
Yeah.
Like, were you going passing ideas around?
Yeah, Chad and I wrote all the lyrics. Derek's not into the lyric writing thing, and I try to write little comic book type stories, whereas he's more kind of impressionistic writing. And so if you listen to the lyrics on there, you can kind of tell one song is
sound like it's
about a
about
monster,
something,
and one might be about I don't know what.
I'm just approaching it like the Melvins would do it. It's like, well, Buzz and Dale Crover thought these words were just fine together, and I'm like, it's fine, it's fine. Yeah.
But getting back to the epoch, these songs we're kind of working. We worked the Trust Fall, and now we've got kind of the space theme, and we'll get to Ticking here, I think.
Yep,
at
that's
some
next.
point,
Actually,
and that's got kind of it sounds like Ticking. It sounds like a bomb.
Ready to go off.
It's got a kind of an anxiety to it.
Agitated vibe.
Yeah. Or this one that we played, like I said, is kind of more Zeppelin-y, kind of stompy.
So they had other working titles because when we're doing stuff, I end up, for better or for worse, titling things, very.
Okay, stop. We got to stop right there.
He's got some
Let's
good
give some working titles. What do we got here?
Oh
gosh.
What do we got?
Undercover Garbage
we
Man.
spent so long trying to put those
unwind.
Yeah.
Well, Ticking at one point, well, up until just recently, being called Ticking.
Tickling
was tickling. All right, well now it's even better. That'll be what it's. Yeah, so if we do a T-shirt for Ticking, we can just have like some screen print down here, like hands, or squeeze here or whatever.
That one was Quiet Hat Variations.
Quiet
right?
Hat Variations.
Yeah.
And then.
Exactly.
That's
what
awesome.
is a quiet hat variation?
Why wouldn't you keep that?
Well, we got
Fantastic,
to the
dude.
point where one of the songs is called Cicada, and then Derek was like, "How about we just name them all single titles?" And so then, and the Cicada thing was related to time when I wrote some of those parts.
Then it
so
goes
then we
to
just kind
tickling.
of did all the things kind of related.
How'd you get
time.
it to tickling?
Tickling. It takes time
sorry,
to tickle
dude.
correctly. It's called foreplay.
Yeah, that's great.
I don't know what I'm talking
But
about.
yeah, like Cronon was Wolfram Hillbilly. What was
Wild card.
Hold
Well,
on.
yeah.
You just
Pronoun was
hold
wild
on. Wait. Stop.
I love how you guys rattle it off, and
well,
he's like,
I've been living with it
it's
long
just-
enough
I
to
know,
where it's just
I know.
normal
It's-
sounding.
I know.
now.
You got to back up,
hits
dude, because
him.
you just braze just
You
right
gotta
past
talk-
that one.
you gotta
I
talk to
see
him.
Derek go. Yeah, that's the one I had to listen to. What was that one you said that you just
Wolfram Hillbilly, and I don't know.
Ram Hillbilly. Now,
Yeah,
wait,
you
hold
have
on a
to
second.
talk to Chad about.
So
I don't know, where's
Wolfram
that
is
coming
like
from?
a black. I can't remember if it's science fiction or if it's an actual thing off the top of my head, but it's like an obsidian or something. So then my brain was like, oh, black, like Texas tea. So I went, Beverly Hillbilly. So I'm like, all right, Wolfram Hillbilly. That's where I was. I have a
All
Google
right.
Doc called Song Title
See, dude?
Repository, and I have 97 things in here.
Pay real careful attention to this.
Oh, what, me?
You go.
Okay.
It's your time to shine.
I'm not going through all 90.
No, you just give me a handful though.
Weekend at Herbie's. Corduroy mustache.
Whoa, slow down. You've got.
okay.
Is that Distilled Clue Invasion?
Yeah.
Totally normal.
I love this fucking
There's some
band.
variations of the earlier album, like Interplanetary or Dimensional Trust Fall, whatever, and it ended up being that. You're going to have that last drag
Wait
of the river?
a minute. Stop right there.
Oh, he's
Feather Smoke. Stein of Lichen.
Yeah, like you had
I
a
think it's
beer stein
leaking.
of lichen.
Wolfstein.
Hyperbole of minute bowl. Atomic oxygen bar. Bouillon and tongues.
The basketball player Manute Bol?
Yeah,
talked to
it's like
him.
one of the only ones I know.
Wait. What did he say about Manute Bol? The what of Manute Bol?
I gotta get back up there. Hyperbole of minute bowl.
Jesus.
It's good
What
stuff.
the fuck were you thinking about when you come up with hyperbole
So
of
I have
Manute
this.
Bol?
I don't know.
Tupperware party wallflower.
We are
You are
not.
like an internet meme generation device.
Yeah.
Hey, just
I
send me that
remember-
list so I can make memes to those
My-
things. That's it. There's gold right there.
Our friend Nick Malbrough, and I remember when I first got on Reddit, I'm like, I don't know if I would need to be on there. He goes, Reddit is your mind. That's all what's happening from what I can understand with you. To that point, is my wife has another Google Doc
Hey,
list.
what kind of autism do you have? Reddit.
Yeah, right, pretty much. My wife has a list of shit I have said in passing, and now they are all out of context, and
my
it's like
God.
reading this, but in like full phrases.
Oh my God.
And every now and then, there's like well over 100 at this point, and she's just like, "Oh yeah, remember when you said?" I'm like, "Nope, I don't."
Okay, if
you
your
know."
wife is watching, you're gonna have to send me direct. I want examples
my
because
gosh.
I need to use this in this show. This is amazing. I'm gonna say quotes from the great philosopher
things Chad
Chad.
says.
You know what I'm saying? No,
Yeah.
it's gonna be the wise philosopher Chad once says. And then I'm just going to rattle off some random shit, and they're going to go, hyperbole of minute bull. What does that mean? And I'll go, you'll get it one day.
Mecca lecca high, mecca hiney ho.
Tiny home.
Yeah. Mecca minute bowl.
So the songs had those kind of titles, and we just thought they should be
That
of
I
a
should enter
theme.
that in there. Mecca lecca high, mecca minute bowl.
Yeah.
Right?
Boom!
See, that's how it happens. I'll be by myself.
And now we play ticking.
Yes, we should do that. Let's do that. We're going to play some ticking. Folks, stick around, and we'll be right back. what's going on? Look at that. I messed up the whole camera and everything. That's fantastic. I love it. Oh, there we go. Yay, I got it back. Fantastic. There we go. That was good, man. That was fantastic. I'm listening. I said, is that keyboard? He goes, no, that's not keyboard. And he goes, I don't know, ask him. Is that guitar or keyboard? He goes, yeah, that's keyboard.
Shouldn't that be a golden rule? You never ask the drummer first.
Yeah, I couldn't hear it even if it was.
I wasn't involved. I don't care.
I think it might be a layer guitar and keyboard, but the thing is, when you just put guitar on top of guitar, it doesn't. It's harder to mix.
Yeah.
You take a keyboard, different tonality, it mixes itself.
Probably helps your ears a lot too, to kind of cleanse the palate of all the, you know what I mean?
All that.
It's a different flourish, a different nuance to kind of add on top of it.
Plus now Derek can just put it on his
rolling
he's got a rolling pad that he'll trigger samples when we play live. Man. So
we got to get you a keyboard.
That song gives me a weird Power Man 5000 vibe. Johnny,
interesting.
Johnny Hawk says, "Thanks for joining us, everybody in the chat too. Appreciate it.
I'm good with weird vibes.
Johnny Hawk's just giving us all shit about having weird beards and slouch beanies and shit. I'm laughing. He's the comedian in the chat. He's always fucking with me in the chat, so it's funny. I wanted to ask you this: local music, local bands. What was your first intro to local music and local bands?
Ooh, I moved here in '94. And I started checking out the scene. The first big band I was really into was a band called Give.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Dale Steele's a good friend of mine.
Oh God, I love that band.
Did you hear his band after that? Numb?
Yeah. Well, in fact, Derek and I were in a band called Lingo, and we played with them.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
One of the what was the show? Is that the Quest for Mayhem?
Quest for Mayhem shows. We'd play those, so it wasn't like with them, but it was part of the same show or whatever. But Give.
I just saw Dale Steele last year. Actually,
okay.
Was out in Arizona. He lives out in Arizona with his wife.
Well, he ended up in that F5 band with Ellefson for a while.
Yeah.
I've got those CDs too. I always thought Dale. I don't know if he was the lyric writer in Give. But I just thought his stuff was great.
He's amazing.
I loved his
Absolutely
lyrics.
amazing.
Yeah, I just love that band.
I remember asking him during the Numb days, because I used to cameo with those guys quite a bit, and I was like asking him, like, dude, where do you get your inspiration from? And he just said, he goes, who's the guy from fucking Bad Company?
Paul Rogers.
Paul Rogers.
Boz Burrell.
He says, pick up anything Paul Rogers from Free or Bad Company, and he's like, just listen to that, and that's how you sing, and that's how you write, that's the way you do it. And listening to him after that point, I was like, that makes a lot of fucking sense.
He had the ability to write about a subject that maybe no one like the Clutch does this.
Yeah,
right.
Where the subject is like, what? That's a song, but it's so interesting because it's not the same old shit.
Oh yeah.
So
the Yeti. Talking about the Yeti and the fucking, what is it? We're the soap makers.
Yeah,
That's fucking awesome.
Graham Bonnet from Alcatraz would do that too, but sometimes he veered into total cheese. But man, he'll write about like the abominable snowman.
Well, fuck Zappa, dude.
Right,
Yeah,
yeah.
He was fucking out
that's
of his
true.
mind though. Man.
Once I was an Eskimo.
Yep, right.
Anyone else? How'd you get into the local scene? How'd you start hearing it?
Him and I were very tight. Chad and I were very tied together because him and I were in a band
in
high school called Enthrall back in 93, 94. And
if you want to shout out any of the older bands or any of the people you jammed with, by all means, shout them out. Any of the older things people you jammed with.
We can and we will.
Sure,
Anyway. Yeah, you guys are playing out back then too, like at like the old Ryan's.
Yep. Ryan's was our second gig that we played.
Yeah, we didn't. I had to try to figure out how to book our. Like, I'm kind of having that experience again now,
right?
After the pandemic, and I was going back to school before that, so it was just like I'm really out of the network. But back then, we wanted to play, and like we had some cool stuff, and it was like none of us knew how to get a gig. No. So then all I knew is I heard of a man called Don Decker.
Yep.
And, we knew Catharsis and Al Town and Brian Rumsa and all of that from, I think they were Coon Rapids based and obviously the Sanctus Cats and such. And I had an old, what was it? The old Metal Fest, First Avenue poster.
Yeah.
Chromus was on
nice.
it. I had like it was like Afterlife and all the bands up in my bedroom. But trying to figure out how to book the band, so I would like call Ryan's and wherever, and just like, yeah, I'm Enthrall's manager.
Oh, yeah, that old
you know,
trick.
and like
Yeah.
I'm calling from my parents' kitchen, you know, and like. I don't know, like there's no internet, there's no idea on how to do this. So I'm just like trying my best to bullshit my way and like, I'll book this gig. And the one gig that I think is the most funny is getting the gig on New Year's Day. And because I didn't drink, I was like too into Henry Rollins and like, all right, well, I'm going to keep the power of my mind and be, you know, I didn't have X's on my hands or anything. But anyways,
The guy with the working title list, dude.
Yeah,
That's the guy who's straight, dude. That's the greatest.
No,
Slow that brain down with some alcohol.
That didn't last very long.
I do.
so-
I you know, I have whiskey and stuff like that to
Weed is
stop
better.
it.
Don't let his charm fool you here.
No, I've turned the corner at some point, but I remember getting the gig on New Year's Day, and I'm like, oh, you guys, this is and I don't think any of the rest of us were any wiser either. You know, like you guys
we
did some, you know, drinking and things, but we were all like really pumped up, like, oh yeah, I've heard tons of people come out on New Year's, and like, you know, I'm like, yeah, that's New Year's Day. People have that day off. Like, why would it's gonna be packed, you guys? This is gonna be awesome. Like, we're all 17, so we're barely legal to be there. We get there and there's there's 3 women watching us.
3 women, 1 dude.
I'm surprised the place was even open on New Year's Day.
Those people were troopers. They probably slept there. I don't know.
Or we're still up from the night before.
Yeah, never left.
But
They were up in the studio.
so that's when I learned how
stoned.
New Year's Eve worked. But
And now you knew why they threw you that gig and that day and
they
all
were
the
just
rest
like,
of
here you
it.
go.
These suckers think
And
they're
you've been
gonna
dealing
do
with it ever since.
That
like-
was, funny enough, a very memorable show.
yeah.
Like I'll never forget playing that show just because that was a show where Chadwick, our singer at the time in Enthrall, went out and started slam dancing with one of the gals, the patrons, who was actually audience participants who were, and this gal,
More Amazonian than like quite a bit taller than all of us. So
and had a lot of more meat on her bones than Chadwick did.
she wore it well.
She fucking threw him around.
She slam danced Chad, and his ass went on the ground.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, there's a VHS tape of it
There
somewhere.
is. Chadwick, I love you, man. That was awesome.
Well, I remember him laughing quite a bit about it, but yeah, and I remember there was one time we played with Catharsis with Al and Brian. I don't remember the drummer's name or the bass player, and I remember specifically, and in a mortifying sense, because just embarrassment and Midwest sensibilities, like we were up there playing, and I was noodling around, and their whole band, they're like, you want to join our band? Like, they were like, you should play bass for us in front of their bass player. I don't know if you remember that.
What?
Yeah. And you know, we were on stage. And
They were trying to pimp you while we were playing?
That's
awesome.
awesome.
Well, while we were sound checking, and Al and like Brian are like, Chad, you should come play over. You can play in both bands. And like the dude's sitting next to, they're just,
Fuck you, Al.
they were just crapping. I don't remember the guy's name, but you know, and
Trying to usurp you right there at the right in front of the dude.
I remember feeling terrible. I'm like, and that guy played way more constructively than I did. I was like, hey, what if under these metal riffs I just play complete nonsense and believe that I am in Miles Davis' band?
I lived with a guy whose band approached me to sing for his band, and I'm like, are you serious right now? And they're like, yeah, it's the only way we'll do well. Are you getting rid of him? And I go, I live with this guy. You want me to take his job?
That's
and I go,
so dirty.
I go, there's no way that I would ever do that.
No.
Years to shake out, I should have took his fucking job and shoved it up his ass just because. And what's funny is that he actually recorded with me and didn't deserve to actually play with those guys because he was horseshit.
I mention it because I think those guys were just teasing. You know, like I think it was a good ribbing or something. Like in hindsight, like I don't remember him like slouching his head and being ashamed or something. But my sensibilities were like, oh my god, I felt terrible. But anyways, go on.
We can't forget the guys in Epitaph. Epitaph
Oh, yeah.
was the band that kind of took us under their wing.
Yeah, they got
you
us
know.
a few gigs.
That vocalist was super cool.
Dave Hand.
Yeah.
Fantastic vocalist, man. For that style, man.
Yeah.
That dude really wailed it.
Oh,
and he
still
didn't switch.
use some of his mannerisms. Right arm.
Right arm.
Yeah.
I still use that.
Instead of right on. He's like,
Yeah.
right
That
arm.
right arm.
And you're like, yeah, that's an amazing
To this
thing
day, I
That's
still
funny, dude.
say that and do that. Right arm, man.
That's funny, dude.
Dave Hand.
Yeah, he won. And there was one time, I think we were playing a bar called Shenanigans.
I remember that place.
And the guy, like the bouncer or manager at the time, like he, for whatever reason,
It was the bouncer.
yeah, he got real confused, and he like because we were 17, right?
Yeah.
Lauren, the guitar player, Lauren was year
19.
Yeah, he was a year older, but he still wasn't legal age. To
No,
be there,
none of
per
us
se.
were.
Working legal age, yes, but not like being in there.
It's like, what are these kids doing here? Get these
Yeah.
kids out of here.
Yeah, he was, and then Dave Hand went to bat. Like he just started yelling at the
Yep.
guy and like, "What the fuck's wrong with you, man?" And he's like, "They're not old enough." He's like, "They are too. They're just working here. They're the band." And then the guy was like, oh, "What did he say?"
He said it's like you got to be 21 to play a show here. It's like, no, you don't. You could be 18 to play a show here.
And I remember he also said like, "You got to be 21 to be here and 21 to vote." And Dave
Oh, yeah.
Hand's like,
Yeah,
"What is
yeah.
wrong with you? What year is this?"
Right.
He like just berated him, and we're just like, "Right arm, you know,
But,
like-
but I could go be in the military at
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
17
right.
or
Yeah.
whatever. Eat shit, dude.
But it's just like I'm stepping off. Like Dave has us handled.
Now
quite
let me ask you
handily.
this, man. How about when you were coming up and you were learning about music and trying to find bands? What was your method of finding bands, and did you try to push that on your friends?
Like professional, like bands, like like Metallica or whatever.
Anything
Yeah.
that you liked, how were you finding those?
I had a pretty good network of other dudes in high school. We did the old tape copying thing.
There you go.
You know, the old
You
dubbing of
bootlegging
tapes.
Napster,
And you know, you try to get 2 albums on one tape, and it wasn't quite long enough to hold the whole album, so you might get 11 out of 12 tracks,
yeah.
or half of a track at
you
the
have
end.
to commit. It's like, what song am I gonna take
I
out?
specifically
What's my
remember
least
that.
favorite song?
I stopped doing that because of that specific thing where someone goes, "Dude, did you hear so-and-so's cover of that?" And you're like, "What?" And they go, "Yeah, it's at the end of the tape."
Yeah.
And you go, "Fuck." And then you have to redub it because you got to get all of it.
Or you never find out until now, and then you're like, "Why are there extra songs on
Yeah,
this
you're like,
album?"
bonus
and you're
tracks?
and you were so used to it ending at a certain point.
Right,
Like, This is
right.
a perfect album, and now it's like,
Dude, wasn't
no,
it Kill 'Em All that was like that? Like they had multiple, like it
They
was
had covers.
two
on
different. Yeah, it wasn't
Wait,
Kill.
Am I Evil and
Blitzkrieg.
Blitzkrieg? Yep.
Added
That's how it was
extra
for
tunes.
me.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. It was like specific copies, right?
Yep.
They would added extra tunes. That's awesome, man. You know, I find it crazy when bands like Deterioration, you know, they do their own stuff and make their own merch, and they have so many underground bootleg things that people like. They'll do a runoff, like a split with someone, and people will be dying to find this fucking copy of this cassette tape that they made in 2023.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It blows me away because we grew up in that time frame when that was it, man. You were tape trading and,
Yep.
dude, have you heard this yet? And making mixes for your friends or a party. You make the mix, go to the party and like, oh, dude, wait till you pull it out of your leather jacket and fucking slide it in like the smoke. You ready for this, dude? Exodus, bro. You know what I'm saying? Hell yeah, dude. That was the party shit right there. I was always the guy trying to turn everybody onto
Yeah.
shit.
Oh, yeah.
Even it was funny is like I would get people into metal and they'd be into metal, but then I'd go back to listening to rap. So then I'd be like, to me, it all sounded, if it was good, it was good.
Right.
So I would try to turn people on to rap. So I'd throw a rap in the mix of a metal tape and they'd go, what the fuck is this? And then after a while, they started to like it. And then
Yeah,
other
yeah.
people would do it. They would find infectious grooves and like
Right, yep.
things that kind of transition. And I remember Mordred. Do you remember Mordred?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I remember Mordred
yeah.
being one of the first bands that did the new metal shit before because they were doing the hip hop metal shit before anybody was even
before
Faith No
Faith-
More.
yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had a DJ and everything.
Yeah.
They had the scratching on there.
And that was the first band that I saw that had that type of shit. And then Faith No More came in. And the funny thing, and I just told this story on the podcast not that long ago, but Phil from Sacred Reich, they played a show at the Varsity Theater, and he was running around going, no, it was Avalon Theater. I'm sorry, it was on Lake Street right there. And he says, "Oh, I'm losing my voice," and he's making jokes. So we're all worried that they weren't going to play. They weren't going to play. And he said, I asked him about bands that he likes, and he said, if you've never heard of Faith No More, if you ever hear about them, you got to check them out. And then that's right when they dropped the Epic album, and they came and they played First Avenue main room with Babes in Toyland, dude, and there was like 75 people in that room, and they played that album front to back, and I was just like, wow, this band is absolutely amazing. Then they came back with Voivod and Soundgarden, and it was fucking unbelievable. Then I seen them with, I think, Suicidal Tendencies once.
Sounds about right.
Sounds right.
Yeah. But amazing. I'm so glad I got to see that band. And I wish I would have seen them on Angel Dust. I wish I would have seen them on the other tours. You know, I love all those albums. And you know, when you fall in love with that, you know, whatever Faith No More album that you find first,
right?
It's so hard. Any band, like I have a hard time jumping to the newer stuff, but I always go back to the older stuff to see how they progress to here. And then you see them kind of go maybe more radio friendly, and then I'm like,
yeah. I worked as a metal DJ in college, so I would get demos, you know, the radio, the record labels would, and that's how I heard Angel Dust.
See, that's killer,
as it came in from whatever record label they were on.
Was that the first one? Or no,
I got a promo copy.
I had gotten, and I think I even had that on CD. But Angel Dust, I was just like, oh.
I worked at Rockheads downtown St. Paul, and we got a promo copy of that into the store. That in Sublime.
I've told these guys this story before, but we got the Alice in Chains Dirt CD in the sealed bag of soil. They had a promo, and it was a bag of dirt with it in there. And me, no idea eBay was going to exist in the future. Take the CD out, dump the soil outside, throw it away. I don't know what those are worth now, but it's got to be more than the CD I pulled out of
That's
it.
like taking the Star Wars action figure out of the packaging. It's Luke Skywalker.
But yeah, the record companies were sending these bags of dirt with the album inside it. It's cool stuff, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing, dude.
I remember I had gotten the real thing, and then immediately I needed to know everything about that band. So like save up my shekels, and I went and got Introduce Yourself, and then the self-title, right? And it's just like, oh, that's the different singer. You're gonna hate it. And I'm like, no, I don't like. I don't hate it.
I loved it.
It's just different.
I don't know why they thought he sucked. I mean, I know he fucked him over because they gave him money to get voice lessons, and he got wasted and fucked it all off.
I think he just had so many issues.
He did have so many issues. I seen him when he was touring with Bad Brains. That's the only time I seen Bad Brains twice. Once with him and once with the other guy.
From Rise or whatever.
Isaiah? No, what was?
I don't remember his name, but
the Rise album. HR, I missed him every fucking time he came here. On the Quickness, he was coming and he beat some guy up on the tour, and they didn't make it. But the next two dates they made it. You know, Chicago and Milwaukee or whatever. You know what I mean? He got put in jail, but anyway.
Yeah.
But that's some shit there.
One Minneapolis band I was totally into before I even moved here was Power Mad.
Oh, yeah.
I was totally down with them because I saw the Nice Dreams video on MTV at probably 2 in.the morning or something. Yep. And that hook, oh my God, that guitar hook. I'm like, oh yeah, this is my kind of shit right here.
They were awesome, dude.
Yeah.
I got to see those guys a lot when I was a kid, and Cromlech, being friends with the Cromlech guys, because they were real good buddies with all those guys, Dodd and all those cats. So it was cool to be around them, and Tim Hague was the brewmaster at Summit at that time.
Todd?
Yeah, Todd. I'm sorry. Yeah, I said Tim, didn't I? Todd. Yes, Todd. So yeah, it's kind of a trip. You know, I don't remember a lot of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and then when Dodd left to form Dodd back then, it was kind of weird to see him go from the drums to becoming a vocalist. You know what I mean? And from Power Mad, and then seeing Todd do his things after, and then becoming the Surly guy and the Three Floyds guy.
Right.
And he just took off with the brewing thing. Yeah.
Did you pick up their newest, their more recent albums?
Power Mad?
Yeah.
I saw them play at Triple Rock. Not long after that came out.
Yeah, okay.
But he was actually there. I think they were releasing Three Floyds. Maybe it had been Foggy Geezer or something. But it was a Power Mad played.
Yeah.
And so I got to see him play there.
Fuck
and
yeah.
but yes, to answer your question, I actually ordered it, and I ordered a T-shirt from Power Mad. And I live in Linden Hills, and I got it, and the return address was 2 blocks from my house.
Wow.
Turned out Todd lived where Wooden Ship is now, right behind there.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, I could have walked over and knocked on his door and got the damn T-shirt. So I had no idea.
That's funny. I never heard that story.
Oh, yeah, he just lived like 2 blocks north of me.
No kidding.
Not anymore, of course.
Well,
He's
right,
in Illinois
right,
or wherever
right.
he is now. But yeah. I had no
Small
idea.
world.
Yeah,
It was
is a
around,
small
like,
world, dude.
2008 or something. I got on Craigslist and I was going to buy a juicer, like one of the Leland or Jack, whatever that guy's name was, Jack Leland or Jack Handy, sure, whatever. And
I know that guy.
yeah.
Leland was the workout guy.
That's it,
if
yeah,
that's
and
who
he
you're
had made a
talking about.
juicer.
That's who he's talking
And
about.
anyway, so I'm like, all right, I gotta
Jack,
go out and get
yeah.
this juicer because I saw the juice cleanse thing, and I think Al had done it at one point.
Yeah.
I can go out and get this. And
What-
I drive out
What Al?
Town? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And he influences me on most things, so
I mean,
You're still.
that's really why I played bass. Is Al.
his influence is worldwide.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Al
But
Town, love you, buddy.
so I went out to this house to get this juicer, and it was out. I don't remember where it was now, but it was quite a bit out of the way, up near Anoka and stuff like that.
Probably Elk River.
Something. Could have been St. Francis. We could name all of the cities.
Could be St. Joseph.
Yeah,
Joseph.
Oh gosh, that was so good. But anyways, I got there. I did the deal in the night, but the pickup had Power Mad on the license plate, so I assume it is someone from Power Mad that sold me their juicer. It wasn't Todd.
No.
Maybe it was Tim.
It
was probably
the
Tim.
other guy. Yeah.
Yeah, Tim.
Literally, the plate said Power Mad? The car
it
license
said Power
plate?
Mad on his truck, and I was like, oh, that must
never-
be
you
a
never
Or
know.
it
guy,
was someone who's
a super fan.
Power Mad that just juices a lot.
Oh,
and-
that could be.
Did his
drunk with
license
power.
plate say Tim?
No, the VIN said Tim.
Was
Oh,
I'm sorry. That was
it? So let me ask you this one. Name a band that someone told you that was awesome and you ended up hating it.
Necromus.
wow.
That's pretty. That's
You heard it
good.
here first.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
That's all right. I'll take it.
That is a joke.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
You know, if you don't mind, I'll
Sure.
to go into that.
Do your
You know, because Malignant God they were awesome until I heard you guys. I'm like, oh, that's how metal should sound. Okay.
Damn, that's awesome. Yeah, somebody just hit me up for the Parish demo just the other day. Somebody was talking about it. A couple people actually. Anthony Columbus hit me up a couple months ago, and he was like, "Dude, I was just listening to that demo tape of yours," and I was like, "No shit, huh? What?" He's like, "Do you have copies of that? Do you have access to those original tapes?" And I go, "No, dude, those are gone.
Yeah, long gone.
Nobody." So I'm hitting Jay up and everybody. Oh, does anybody know where those? You know, I'd really like to remix those. And I'm like, oh my god, if Tony had a chance, you know, Anthony had a chance to remix that shit, it would have sounded so amazing. But you know, people had to send the shit to me.
yeah.
That's what's funny. I was at Zymergy in Menominee, and Corey Jones, our old guitar player, the guy who played in all these other bands, he brought his buddy with, and dude was like, "Hey, do you have any copies?" I was like, "I don't own any of that stuff." And he's like, "Dude, I'll get you some. I'll remaster it and send it to you." And he sent it to me, and dude, so many memories came to mind, man, when I put it on with headphones. I was just sitting there mid-morning, like, holy shit, man, I can't believe I was 17 years old, 18 years old.
Just
when
transports
I
you
wrote this
back
shit.
to fucking 1991.
You know, and you think about, that's why I ask the questions I do in the beginning, is because I really love to hear that. It inspires me to hear that. It's the quickening in the beginning of when you're learning about all this stuff and you're finding these new bands, and you know that fresh new feeling, and every new band was something, and then your friends were finding them and they were telling you, and it was like this whole network of people that were like, dude, you gotta hear this.
Yep.
And then you got guys like Decker and Earl that were introducing shit to us on a whole nother level.
Right.
And then they own stores, and then you go into those stores and they know your taste, and they're so deep into it. that they have a stack of 5 to 10 CDs and they set them on the counter and go, I know what you listen to. This is the shit you want to hear. And you go, oh, well, I can only take 3 of those. But you're always going back to get those ones because you know that these dudes know your taste. Yep. You know what I'm saying? We're so far removed from that now. I mean, are there any bands that stuck out like your friends were like, this is the best band, and then you put it and you're kind of, it just didn't hit with you?
I can't think of a specific band, but I've never been into Ride the Lightning.
Okay.
By Metallica. For me, it's Master of Puppets, Ride or Die.
Right.
That's when, to me, they got it together.
Right.
Ride the Lightning just feels amateurish to me.
Sure.
And I don't like Kill 'Em All either, for that matter. It just doesn't have that. I don't know what it is that Metallica became, but it's on Master.
You can go ahead and cut his mic. So,
jeez.
Yeah.
Gosh,
that's deep. So that's
Wasn't
a
until
divide.
Kill them all or die.
I'm all about that reload.
Damn.
No, I just. There you go. I don't know that I had anything that was quite like my friends pushing it on me. It's usually just like pop culture things where everyone's like, this is amazing. This is so revolutionary. And then I hear it and I'm like, years ago, there was like a newer Beck album, and everyone in the
somebody
was
already
just,
did it. Damn you, Johnny! I knew you were going to do this to me, dude. All right.
Ride the Lightning.
No.
Talk.
No.
Oh.
Just the band that always comes up that always makes people's heads explode. So I'm going to give you 2 of them, and you get to choose between those 2.
All right.
Ghost or Sleep Token.
Ghost. One all day, every day.
Okay.
Yeah, both bands. I liked the first Sleep Token album. I don't like what they're becoming.
Okay.
Just too generic now for me.
Okay.
I kind of like that heavy Deftones thing they had going, and now they're just. I don't understand that band. How did they get so big?
Right.
Like, I feel like that was a fake it till you make it thing where they PR'd their way to the top, like with almost like fake placed articles. And I don't know if they were paying for streaming, but now they're playing like arenas and shit.
Yeah.
And Ghost, I love the first Ghost album, the Blue Oyster Cult one.
Yeah.
But I don't like, again, they've gotten, I don't know, I don't like where the last ones have been too keyboardy or something.
They have done a similar progression as like Alice Cooper, where it's like a different theme with every album. And I know you're not a fan of Ghost at all.
You know what? I'm not a fan of the style that they do. But I have to say this: I got to see him with Iron Maiden live.
Same here.
Yeah,
but I got to see him with a friend of mine who's been pushing Ghost on me for years, and I love the theatrics of what they do. It's very and again, when I saw them live, I was blown away by their stage, everything that is what they are.
Yep.
I was like, this is pretty fucking cool. You know what I mean? The tapestries, the outfits, the and the players were absolutely amazing.
Yep.
You know what I mean? This is the thing that fucked me up, though, is that the guy who really loves the band tells me something, right? He says, the guy has morphed the character into this thing, and he goes, but this new one, and he goes, to me, he sounds like Count Chocula, right? So the dude comes out, and he starts talking, and he's doing this, and all of a sudden, he goes right into Count Chocula, and I
Poison the well.
I go, dude, you ruined it. I'm sorry, man. You love this band, and now you ruined it for me. I can't do it. But again, that's why I don't hate. I don't hate them hating them.
Sure.
I don't hate Sleep Token. That's the thing is like, I had a friend of mine whose wife was really into it, and he said, what do you think about him? I go, I don't know anything about him. He goes, here, dude, do me a favor. He goes, everybody that you know who's into heavy shit, if you bring up the band, they're going to go, this band sucks, and they do this, and they do that, and blah, 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 and they're not heavy, and they're not this. He goes, just put it on if you're going somewhere. Like, if you're driving for a long way, put that first one on, let it play. You'll be surprised. I'm driving, all of a sudden, there was heavy. There was this, and then, again, like that melodic, kind of chaotic thing, very epic at points. But then I was just like, oh, yeah, you can see where this could turn full-on commercial, where it's overproduced, and you know what I mean? Like, Coheed and Cambria for me is like that.
Yeah.
There's like a handful of albums that I absolutely love, but their last like 3, I've been like, ugh.
Yeah.
They're grasping at the production has gone up, and if you're into that really, I don't know, overproduced. It just sounds
Right.
so electronic. It doesn't even sound like real. You can't even.
I know what you mean. I know. Yeah. I
Very
know,
synthetic to me.
yeah.
I don't know.
I know what you're
That's
getting
all.
at.
I haven't listened to Sleep Token yet.
Put it on in the background.
I'm
Ju-
an
just,
old man.
just so you know what I mean? Because that's what got me. Is because
I don't mind how it looks. Or
if
none
I
of that
didn't
bothers
focus
me
on
or
it, you know what I
whatever,
mean?
right.
Because I'm very critical when it comes to certain things,
Yeah, yeah.
especially when you let the noise come in from everybody else. Oh, they're great, and then you have other people there. They are the worst fucking poppy. They're trying to do heavy with this and that, and they're adding too many. It is really like a stew. They throw so
Yeah.
much shit into it, and you're kind of like.
I remember early on in this band, you didn't like Ghost, and I liked the second album a lot. You liked the first one, and for you it just was too Blue Oyster Cult. And then they came out with like the third or something, or like, and then all of a sudden, once it clicked, I'm like, this is why. Like I thought for sure it would click because it's like it's got the Kiss thing, it's got the anthemic, like it's all there for you. And now you're not like whatever. I told you so. It was just.
No,
it was-
you're right.
It was interesting because like, and then my fandom kind of tapered off. Just not that I don't like it. I haven't kept up with it. That's all.
Johnny Hawk says it's the Timu tool. That's what he said. That's what he called. Not Ghost. He was saying that about Sleep Token, I think.
Oh,
He said this about Ghost though. He said Ghost blows. He said
Fine.
Repugnant is where it's at, and that is that if I'm gonna listen to something from that singer he's done his older shit because
sure.
he's
the
got
more
a
death
lot of like
metal
more
stuff,
death metal
yeah.
shit.
Oh.
That vocalist apparently has done some heavier shit.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
that
he
makes
had a whole
sense.
thing before Ghost.
Are you talking about Tobias or the dude from Sleep
yeah,
Token?
no.
Tobias.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
What did he do before Ghost?
he was in a death metal band.
Yeah.
Oh.
I liked, in that second album, they had this Secular Haze song that got me. Like, it was all, like, kind of circusy and, like, really
Very.
grainy video.
Yeah.
And, like, this had, like, this 60s Arthur Brown, or what's his name? Arthur, my brain is fire.
Yeah.
I'll bring you fire.
Oh, I know what you're
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about. Yeah.
Anyways, Aaron Robertson's going to get mad at me for not knowing that. Anyways,
I think it is Arthur Brown, actually.
Yeah, and so it had like that kind of 60s vibe to me, and that's what I kind of grabbed me initially.
Yeah, Johnny Hawk says listen to Repugnant.
Yeah, you'll have to
Sorry,
get
I
that
didn't
into
mean
your
to-
list. So.
I didn't mean to cut you off there.
No,
Arthur Brown.
yeah,
You're
okay.
correct.
Fire.
Yeah.
If I bring you fire. Yeah, I can't think of like most of the stuff. It's just like if I hear enough people like talking about how awesome something is, and then if I hear it and it's not doing it for me initially because I'm too long in the tooth at this point,
Yeah.
or because like when you're talking about those inflection points when you're friends and all, like
Yeah.
you're younger and your brain is developing, and so it's like I've never heard this, and like
Uh-huh.
there's all this new stuff, and obviously stuff has changed, but there's always new stuff. Someone's like, "Hey, Turnstile," and when I first heard it, that sounded like Sick of It All to me,
Mm-hmm.
and so like that's. I'm not saying they sound that way, but the one song, like the timbre of his voice had a Luke Collar type of thing to it, and I'm like,
gotcha.
Okay, well, I'm glad the kids are getting into a Sick of It All type band now.
Right.
Like, awesome.
Right.
But I'll just go listen to Sick of It All, like in my head.
Right.
That doesn't mean they sound that way, but
Yeah.
like, I've gone back to try to listen to Turnstile a little more.
Yeah.
Before I make again, I went to like the first album. I haven't gotten to the second one, and I've
Right.
got a bunch of friends that are like, they're tip top, and I'm like, okay,
I haven't
well,
heard it yet.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I'll
That
keep,
is hard when you get older too, and you
Yeah.
can hear the influences
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
bands
Yeah.
you grew up with and the newer bands, and it kind of spoils it for you.
Yeah, it's
Dude,
not
that's
as
everything for me.
Yeah.
That's
Agreed.
everything for
it's
me.
not as
Dude,
impressive because
every single riff,
right.
you know what I mean? Everybody's like, that fucking breakdown. It's like, those breakdowns are weak compared to the breakdowns we had when we were kids. Go
Right.
fuck yourself. Go back. No, I'm not even joking, man. I hate that deathcore shit they think. And the slam shit. Dude,
Yeah.
what slam? Listen to the first Necromus album. That's fucking slam.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit what anybody says. That shit was already done fucking 30 years ago. Now everybody's like, oh, that's the fucking new shit, dude. Come on, dude. I'm old. I've heard it, bitch.
I just try
Bring
to
it
be,
back.
I just try to be cognizant so I don't sound like. Remember when Eddie Van Halen died and David Crosby was on Twitter and he's like, "Whatever, he wasn't Jimi Hendrix," and you're like,
yes.
"Okay, I get
Yeah.
what."
Yeah.
Because it's the
Yeah.
same thing.
Yeah.
Like, for him, at that age, Jimi Hendrix was hitting, and there wasn't anything like that. But he's not acknowledging.
I'll tell you what, though, man, it is impressive when I have a younger band come on here and they don't go forward, they go backwards.
Oh, yeah.
That's the shit that blows me the fuck away when they bring in old stuff. When I'm like, yes, this is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Where, they're coming in with Exodus shirts on and Slayer shirts on, and, just the old thrash and, into that old shit. And I'm just like, wow, see, you're smart. You went back to hear where everybody else is taken from. You know what I mean? Because you think about that shit, man. Everything is derived from something else, right?
Yeah.
And they're trying to be better than you know what I mean? If you think about prog, because we talked about that prog stuff in the beginning of the fight. You listen to I'll use an example as Geezer Butler talking about touring with Yes, and he's like, these guys were schooled musicians.
Yep.
And he's like, we were working class musicians, and they looked down on us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There was a class.
Yeah, a
thing
class
going
thing.
on.
Yeah, back then,
where
sure.
musicians in other as beyond into the 80s and 90s and 2000s things like that.
Right.
Those layers were. You know what I mean? They're different. It wasn't class. It was. I've got to learn so much. We always had problems with that as kids, man. When we were writing music,
Right.
Because there were bands around town, and I'll say this. Brian Owens was one of my favorite guitar players around town. Death metal guy. He just passed away not that long ago. Fantastic guitar player. I loved what he did. But I always thought that he needed to pull back from what he was doing. Like he was trying to jam so many riffs in one thing, and he never. It was like he was jerking, but he could never get off. Is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like you get to the but you can never go You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
I do not understand.
All tension,
this
no
conversation.
release.
Now, when I think now that he went to Krog, his last band that he played in. He had all of the things that I always wanted him to do because of the players that he joined with. He was older, longer in the tooth. He was able to understand it more. And I felt like the more space he left between his riffs made him so much more of an epic player, dude. And that's what when I watched him play, and I look at the photographs that I took of him, he's that ultimate show. Nick Kelzecki's another one that has a million faces when he's playing guitar. You know what I mean? He's just
he's got a pretty malleable face.
Anytime you snapped a picture of him, it was something different. I love to see those dudes do that shit, man. The rubber faces where they're just way in, and Brian would do that. He wasn't the super mobile dude, but when he went, you saw it. We're like, oh, look at him getting the stink face. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Time to work on that.
That's what you got to do, man. But I love players that have pull back from it and let it breathe a little bit. I think.
Well, speaking of the opposite of that, and not just old bands, new band that I absolutely love is Archspire.
There you go.
Out of Canada.
They're crazy.
They are bananas.
Yeah, they are crazy.
And there's no break there, but I love that band. So.
No, they're crazy.
But I know what I'm getting when I put that on. So.
Revocation is one of those bands.
Oh yeah,
too.
I've seen them a couple. I saw him at Fine Line, and yeah, those guys are good too.
What is it? River of Nile.
Yep, I've seen them. I saw them at Amsterdam.
Yeah.
Now you're getting into some of the newer bands that I've been listening
Origin, they're not really that new, but they're.
Saw them at Turf Club a couple of years ago.
Right.
It's funny. I think it was Origin or Obscura.
That's a sick band too.
Whatever the German one is, they were there, and I was talking to my buddy, and they were in between songs, and they had German accent, and I go to Strack. You know who Strack is, but I go, he sounds so damn German, but they heard me. And he goes, goddamn right, we're German. And they just launch into the next song. I'm like, Johnny, I'm going to go I'll be over here.
Johnny from Unleashed, man, when I saw him at the Caboose with Morbid Angel back in the day and Entombed. And he barely spoke any English, Are you doing okay? You know what I mean? And we're going to start this song, okay? And that's all he would do. Just
amazing.
Fucking throwing down. And they played that whole first album and just blew my face right off. And Entombed obviously played, that was Left Hand Path into
Clandestine.
Yep, into Clandestine. So they played all of that shit, dude.
That's my jam.
Morbid Angel was doing Blessed of the Sick.
Blessed of the Sick.
Yeah.
And that was amazing, dude.
I was never into Morbid Angel, but I saw them live twice, and they were so fun live.
Yeah.
Because that guitarist Trey, he was just a nut.
Yeah.
I
wonder what ever happened to him, because he was doing like some crazy, like depressive, like wanting to kill himself shit, like a year and a half ago or something.
He like collapsed on stage.
Yeah.
He got a DUI down in Florida.
Yeah.
He was just a mess.
He tried carrying on the Morbid Angel thing with different members, and it just kind of trailed off. And then, funny enough, David Vincent and Pete Sandoval,
the terrorizer shit, right?
Yeah, they started doing their I Am Morbid thing. It surpassed the actual Morbid Angel.
Right.
Well, that's all because Trey's just hiding in his house and doing nothing,
which is sad,
His ego is seemingly
substance abuse again too.
Say, is it ego or substance abuse? Maybe
because they were on tour recently. Remember, they were in Chicago and the roof fell in on them or whatever.
That's right.
Yeah, they had that
tour.
Jesus.
That was Morbid Angel.
That was
right.
Jesus.
That's what I'm saying. That wasn't too long ago.
That was Jesus.
It was like 2, maybe 3.
Just saying,
2
that
years
was
ago.
Jesus.
But then that was that same tour where Trey collapsed on stage.
For a second, I was like,
probably dehydration.
And then I realized, oh no,
If you listen, you see, you don't have headphones on, so you can't hear what I'm mumbling in here. That's the best part about these type of shows, because you guys will have shit going back and forth, and I won't catch it.
Like a narrative under there.
That's not fair.
He's trying to get in on your game.
I'm back in it now.
All right, so I want to ask you, as far as the band, what are some of your favorite ways to promote these days? And also, to add to this, because it'll make the question a little bit longer as well. What are your favorite ways to promote these days, and why the trickle effect when it comes to your tracks when releasing them?
Promote. Telephone poles, I would prefer. I have a hammer stapler. I don't know. Yeah, just choo.
Do you know how many, old school First Avenue flyers that I've stolen from telephone poles back in the early 90s?
I'm sure a lot. I got mine, I think, from a cheapo or something with the Necromus thing on it.
I stole all my Necromus flyers from the...
Honestly, if someone has a way to promote bands, I'd like to hear it, because short of social media, I don't really know.
Trying to relearn it, honestly.
Yeah.
The trickle thing,
That's a story.
Is it?
It is.
Okay. I just took I think there's a bunch of things that go on, but I took the hint from Peter Gabriel's last album release. He's doing another one, which is bizarre because it always took him longer and longer between each album.
And now it's getting shorter?
Now he's kind of realized, I'm not going to live very long, probably.
I'll release it in 5 years. No, 2.
Yeah. So, anyways, the last album, he would release a song every full moon. And then he would release 2 mixes. He had 2 different guys that would mix a dark side and a bright mix. Anyways, so I thought, because that's given the internet of the things, it would keep populating the name in the algorithm or something. I don't know. So who knows if that actually does something or whatever. So far, it seems to be, every week, hey, here's a new thing. Go check it out.
Yeah, it's fun.
And then it's bite-sized for everyone's damaged attention spans at this point.
Yeah, to me, it totally makes sense in a streaming world to do one at a time at this point. I like albums, but I don't think the world really does albums much
and then
anymore.
Release the group of the tunes and then move forward and,
Which leads us to what's happening on January 31st.
Right there, an EP release show. It looks like you guys, only time exit statements.
Yep.
Saturday, January 31st, 2026, Eagles 34, Matson Ballroom. Doors at 7 p.m., and it is $10 to get in. So make sure you get there early and watch all the bands and buy all of their stuff. That means hats, shirts, belt buckles, fucking lunch boxes, lighters, grinders, thongs.
Thongs, yeah.
I think I saw the other day Exit Statements has coffee mugs.
Seriously?
Yeah. Or I saw one on their social media.
That's pretty rad.
I think I may have to buy that.
I'm excited about
We're
that.
old. That's
I
awesome.
do love my coffee mugs.
Yes.
Did you get those booty shorts printed up yet, or?
Yeah. can't find any in my size, so
Thank God.
So I want to go back to the promotion thing, because the last band that was on here, we did talk about that. Fragged Out talked about that, and in trying to go old school and do make a route. You know what I mean? Going to music stores, head shops, record stores, anything, tattoo shops, anything that will allow you to put handbills on their countertops.
I was at Twin Town yesterday. I noticed that there's band flyers up. I forgot that was even a thing.
Yeah.
Also, if you guys do not know, downstairs at the Shred Den, they do. They actually do consignment down there, and you can sell your shirts and your
really?
your CDs
nice.
down there. They have a little rack and everything. I know the guys from Fragged Out said they'll probably be back to put. Actually, they may have put some stuff over there last weekend, but.
I think the other thing too is we've been a little checked out of the scene, and we're trying to get back into that now.
Yeah.
So kind of relearning.
Yeah, kind of dipping back into that whole thing and getting to know other bands again, and that's a huge part of the original music scene anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I've been really lucky. Like the only time guys, they've been a little more on top of things, so they're. I'm trying to keep track of like, all right, the single is going to release on this time frame. All right, I've got T-shirts. I need to roll these things up still. All right, I need to send it here to this radio station and whatever and all these things. And then all of a sudden I see Only Times like, hey, we're going to promote the show. I'm like, oh, yeah, I should be doing that too. Okay, let's get that. And it's just like,
You almost need like a full-time publicist to like
right.
do stuff like that, which would be great. Hey, open call for publicists that want to work for Daemonaut.
I heard.
Just reach us.
There you go.
There's a gig opening for Pelican or something, and they come.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
that'd be pretty good fit.
Yeah.
Actually.
Russian circles, Pelican, red sparrows.
Well, I mean, with that, have you guys? I know that Leo Presents is starting to come back doing shows and things like that. Yeah, from what I've seen, he's starting to pick up some things, and I've heard, stories about the Caboose, and hopefully things will open up a little bit more in the summertime. And I know Amsterdam is starting to book a whole bunch more bands. I'm starting to see more flyers on the regular to see.
It's been a while since
it's a fantastic room. And I actually, and I brought this up, and I didn't really. Now, I wasn't a jerk to the kid. He's brand new to the booking and very young guy. I don't even know if he's in a band. I think he's in a band, but he was able to book the Amsterdam with a couple bands. But like within 7 days, I don't think it was 2 weeks even, he was having basically the same bands play the Amsterdam. And I just said, hey man, I just want to tell you as an old goat in the fucking scene, like you have a great opportunity. You've done some cool things. I've seen your flyers. I've promoted some of your shows. I'm like, just do me a favor. And I go, if I'm out of line, man, tell me to fuck off. But I'm trying to help. And all I said was, both venues deserve your attention and your most attention on these two venues. One is a very new venue that does a lot of all ages stuff that does very well with the type of stuff that he's booking. Now you have the Amsterdam, which is just opening their doors more to local bands, where a few years back they didn't want nothing to do with local bands.
Right.
They wanted, because Leo was doing things there, you know what I mean? Bobby was doing stuff at Amsterdam. There were promoters putting things in there for shows. Now they're not getting all of those shows. He's working, traveling a lot more, doing things he was doing it at next to the Caboose there for a little while. So it's
whiskey,
whiskey. Yep. It's burnt down now, are all fucked up now.
Right.
Here's the thing: is like, I just wanted to see the guy not make a mistake, and that's what I said, dude. You take it for what it's worth. I go, I may be totally out of line. He came back with a lot of, he really took to it. And he was like, dude, thanks for saying that. I'm a little nervous. And I go, listen, I'm going to promote whatever I see from you. I'm going to help you no matter what. I'm only telling you this because I want you to succeed, because you're the next generation of guys like me. Mm-hmm. So it's never, I'm never trying to shit on anybody, dude. I just don't want anybody to make those minor pitfalls that we all do. And then, talking to people about younger bands about booking over their friends. And I'm like, good luck, man. Good luck, because how many weekends do you have in a year? Yeah, and you're going to try to get those best ones. And I go, the thing you want to do is you want to play here once, twice a month, maybe in town.
Right.
And get the fuck out of here. Go to
Right.
Mankato, go to Duluth, go to Rochester,
Absolutely.
which is starting to do shows now, you know?
Oh, really?
Make the rotation. Try to get out of here a little bit more. It's not like it used to be. First Avenue's not giving us shows like they used to. You know what I mean? It used to be on merit, you know, back in the day. Guys like Don Decker and Rich Best and, you know, Jack Koshik and the people around in the Midwest that would hear your band through hearsay and people saying, no, man, they held the room, you know, they did. And it means something completely different nowadays. Now you're the closer. You're not a headliner anymore. You're just a band that closes the show.
Right.
You know, the main spots on a 4-man bill are the 2 middle ones.
Yeah, those
and
are the prime
everybody,
spots.
you know, and I hate to see it because people will bring bands in from out of town and they'll make them headline it. And it's like, what the fuck are you doing? They're from out of town, one.
Yeah.
People don't know them. And if they do know them, they seen them once in, you know, in 5 years. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's a shoot yourself in the foot type of thing. And old guys like me, I love having people come on to hear their ways to do things, because honestly, this podcast is supposed to be a learning thing for everybody as well. That's why I ask these questions, because I want to know how people, if there's a new way of promoting, I want to know, because
I'm trying to learn various other things, looking on Reddit there's all sorts of tips and things. Whether or not they work for this, I don't know, but
it's always worth looking into.
I don't know if we're really the band to like ask.
Well, I mean,
those
part of it
types
too
of
is
questions.
these
I
clubs are hanging by a thread. A lot of them too.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
can't
Yeah.
afford to have a down night anymore, and people are drinking less when they go out. So
Right.
there's no guarantees.
one
you
weed
know, I
drink
get
and
it.
you're good.
Like,
Yep.
if the cover band scene is no different, you know, we're in the cover band scene, and it's the same thing, man. They cannot have a down night. It could be the death knell.
Are there people showing up to cover bands things these days?
Yes
though?
and no. I mean, there's certainly some that are doing really well.
Right.
But it's kind of the same thing, though. Like, you need people there. You need them buying drinks. You know, all the things that make, if they're just going to come and drink water or whatever, and there's no cover, I mean, that's a tough deal as a bar owner.
Yeah.
You know? So
Yeah, I can imagine. It's got to be real tough, because they're saying the numbers are ridiculous, that people aren't drinking as much, and the younger folks are going sober, and you know, there's not a lot of,
which, you know, that's great for their health, but
Sure.
not so great for the bars.
Not the business.
But
yeah.
I mean, at the same time, and this is very non-metal of us for me to even bring up, but you know, Mark and I are in a cover project where we're an all-male tribute to female.
oh, that's nice.
Music icons.
Yeah.
So we're kind of taking a bit of a left turn from all the other, you know, hair metal copies. I mean, how many, you know, how many other bands do you need to hear, you know, play the same hair metal stuff,
Right.
you know?
Right.
So we're taking a bit of a different approach, but you know, we're kind of starting from the ground up essentially, and it's a learning experience.
Yeah.
Nice thing with original bands is you can package bands. Like, you get 4, and if everybody just gets some people in there, then the combined is doable.
Yeah. It's almost feasible these days, man. I know we did it back in the day a bunch, is to pull straws the night of the show. And
For who plays when?
And tell everybody, like, hey, you have to get here early, because we could be going on early, we could be going on late. I think it's more feasible these days, because it's more of a fucking, hey, man, I'm not going to headline this time. Well, you've been in the scene for 30 years. It doesn't fucking matter. I want to play these, you know. It may be a new. Now I'll use these guys as an example. White Crosses, you know.
Okay.
They're the guys from Black Flood Diesel.
Yep.
And it's basically Black Flood Diesel renamed with you know, their materials completely different than the Black I mean, it's still Moog singing, but
Right.
the music has changed. It's changed components, you know, the whole thing. Now, if I was to book those guys, I would want them to play second or third. I would want them in the middle somewhere, just not because they're older. They still deserve respect. Obviously, they've been in the scene for a long time. I don't want them to open the damn show. You know, second, third would be where I would put them on a bill. But to be fair, guys that have been in the scene for a really long time, why would they have to headline every time because they've been around for 30 years or 20 years? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It seems more fair to just go, hey, fuck it, we'll We'll
well,
draw
also,
cards.
I'm not sure these shows need to go till 2 a.m.
Right,
either.
right,
Like, let's end at midnight,
Yeah.
you know, or whatever it is.
Shit, the last things that I was doing at Skyway, dude, I was trying to get them done by 11, you know?
Yeah, because that works great.
Yeah. Get everybody out of there. You still have time to go have a beer somewhere when
Yeah,
you want
too.
to.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That
you can
was
have a
my
beer during
thought.
teardown or
That's
something.
exactly what I was thinking. I'm like, all right, I'm going to have these 2 beers. I'm going to go back there. I'm going to get everybody paid. Everybody's in an envelope. Have 2 more beers. Give these envelopes out. 2 more beers. Hey, what's going on? All right, I
Smart.
got to get out of here.
Smart.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even think young kids want to be like waiting for their buddy's band to go on at 1 a.m.
No.
I think the first Lingo show we did was on Wednesday night, and we didn't get on the stage till 12:30 in the morning or something.
No,
Or midnight?
It was close to. It was like 11.
Yeah, it was late. I know
Yeah.
I didn't get home till 2 a.m. or something.
But we had a crowd. you
yeah,
know?
yeah, but
All right,
still.
I want to ask you this. Then I want to get you guys out of here. I want to get to this last tune because you are releasing this song on the Friday, like you said you wanted to. So that's good, right? We kept the tradition, right? We kept it going. Woo! I like that. So here's one final question for you. What do you guys do to keep yourself creative personally in art or music, etc.? What do you do personally to keep yourself creative and in keeping in motion?
Calisthenics.
I read a ton.
Do you?
I'm a reader. Yeah. I also dabble in electronic music, and I find that helps me get more excited about, you know how it is, palate cleansing and all that.
Absolutely.
So,
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, just write stuff and listen to new things. I'll listen to like minimalist composers, all sorts of different things, and then try to learn new theory things or enough to make me more dangerous and come up with a weird, more weird or does ideas.
I mean,
Well,
anyone who's waiting for inspiration, you never get anything done.
Yeah,
Just do the
yeah.
work, and eventually things show up.
Yeah.
You know.
I've been hearing that so much lately, just to create.
Yeah. Just keep
And
going.
like even with the 3D printer, my embroidery machine, Photoshop, all the things that I love to do. Like all of those people that have excelled in all of those things, all the videos I watch, they always say, just make something.
Yeah.
It could suck, but at least you're creating and flexing the muscles and getting the muscle memory to keep doing it.
Yeah.
You know, grabbing the ether. I've always heard musicians say, we were just in a mode and we don't know where it came from. We just snatched it up. I've listened to my music years later and like, how the fuck did I come up with that? You know what I mean?
Right,
What
yeah.
was I thinking at that
Right.
particular time? You know what I mean? It's funny, like the working titles. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
You break them down into this thing that doesn't even really, resemble
no.
to,
It's just something to make sure that, like, oh, okay, it's what does that mean?
Yeah.
It doesn't
The
mean
bookmark?
anything. It's
Yeah.
just something.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
you
for
can-
sure.
Yeah.
So it's not like song 1, song 2, song.
Sorry, I cut
whatever.
you off on that last one with the creativity thing. That was me.
Oh, it's
Oh.
calisthenics.
Oh, yeah, you did say calisthenics, didn't you?
I did say calisthenics. I also said kielbasa. That's that's important. I don't know. For me personally, being that I play in this band and I also play in a cover project, which is a completely different realm of music entirely, it's a balance thing. I'm a Libra, so it's a balance thing. I need to have an equilibrium of things that are kind of like satisfying my whetting my appetite on this end as well as on the other end.
Yeah.
And it's a totally different world.
Mhm.
You know,
Mhm.
this band is really just kind of like I'm blessed personally to like play in a band with my 2 very best friends ever.
Mhm.
So for me, it's kind of like it's like
You're hanging.
it was bowling night,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, you're hanging.
hang at the
Definitely an element of that. yeah.
night at the lodge,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. I
And
miss
then-
that so much, man. I
It
miss
is fun.
so much.
Yeah.
Just the bullshit. Just sitting down. My drummer used to tell the greatest shit stories ever in his, you know what I mean? He's like, dude, I shit in my overalls today. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, man, I got to duct tape my arms together because I got them in a full suit, man. I'm cleaning out, he works at the refinery. So he's like, So I had my coffee this morning, dude, and there's no porta potties or nothing anywhere. He's like, dude, I had to cut the tape. I had to pull it down. Now I got all my stuff down here. I end up shitting on my overalls. I didn't even realize it, man. So I put everything back on, and I tape back up again, and now I'm smelling something in my suit, man. And I'm going, no. Yeah, dude, I got shit all up my back and everything. It was horrible. I worked in it for like 5 hours, and then I realized it's starting to itch on my back.
Oh, gross.
Yeah, that's good, dude.
You needed more duct tape.
This was every week there was something with it. Dude, I came in hot. I called my wife. I said, pull some papers up, put it all on the garage. I'm taking all my clothes off. She said, you shit yourself? I shit myself while I was in traffic. And I'm like, God damn.
I'm glad that there's one every band.
I was going to say, you and that guy couldn't be in the same band. That's
like it was at Fleet Farm, and I was trying to get my mind like, oh, how do I get in the zone of like, because I was just at work in my corporate job, and there's all this shit that's going on, and I'm like kind of running like, how do I, how do I keep my improv brain here or whatever? And I walked in, and I was just like. I started like reciting, like, yeah, when you like walk into a Fleet Farm, because like, just like you thought you wiped just fine, but then all of a sudden, like, just one edge of your butthole starts to itch, and you're like, what's this about? I have a bidet. Like it's been pummeled. It's all good. Then I realized I've been talking to myself out loud, this volume, saying this exact stuff in Fleet Farm as I'm walking by the Udder Cream and the various saddle leather stuff, and I'm like. Oh, this should be in my head, not.
I just asked my wife, dude. I just asked my wife a week and a half ago. I said, have you ever been so deep in thought that you stop and go, holy shit, did I say that out loud? And she looked at me like I was out of my fucking mind. And I was like, no. I was having a fucking conversation with myself. I was looking at something, and I like replied to myself, and then I went, I looked around like, did anybody hear me have that full conversation out loud? She was like, you're losing it. I'm like, I'm not that old yet.
Yeah. You can Google those. There's like studies like, oh yeah, people that talk to themselves and have conversations. It's totally healthy and normal or whatever.
Do you know in Wisconsin they're actually called farm fleets?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, farm and fleets. Yeah.
True story.
Yeah. No, I know. Oh,
I thought I was in the upside down when I saw that. I'm like,
it's Wisconsin.
They made that sign wrong. That
I'm like, all right, well, where's Vecna? Here we go. We're in the upside down.
Another true story is I can attribute some form of my beard to you. I saw Necromus play.
You'll like this story.
This is one of your, some varied reunion shows at the Triple Rock, right? So obviously not OG era, not Malignant God era. So I got to see you guys because I'd never seen you, and I had, the First Avenue posters in my bedroom and stuff like that. So I'm like, well, I need to come out and see you. And there you're playing. And, I'd seen you, obviously, sub-level, and then, like, sitting with the Sound and Fury guys and stuff like that because I did the Embrace the Fall band with them back in the day. And anyways, so I'm just like, all right, it's fun to see Greg doing this, and I never got to see you do that. And then I think it was your bass player or whatever. Like, he had a long beard. Like, I had beards and things, but I never, like, grew them out. And you're like, yeah, so I think it was your bass player, but you're like, he's over there. He's got his fuck-off beard. And you just kept calling it his fuck-off beard. And I'm like, I don't want to fucking grow a fuck-off beard. And so then I grew a fuck-off beard, and this is my Greg Chilton fuck-off beard.
Dude.
There you go.
So
I always had to try to compete with that motherfucker's beard, though. And that dude, to this day, could grow beard hair. He can't grow shit on the top, but his beard is massive and thick. And, like, you just want to put your fucking hands through it, man. I'm not that type of dude, but I'm like,
run
come on,
through
man. He could grow this in, like, 2 weeks, dude. You know what I'm saying? He's one of them dudes. Even when we were kids, he had to shave, 5 o'clock shadow. It was insane, this fucking guy. You know what I mean?
Like stroking the furry walls.
Insane. I was always, that was me being very, I was fucking jealous of him. That was the deal. That's what that was. Because I always had the goatee. You know what I mean? Like I always.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And then it was just slowly, and then fuck it. Just let it go.
It happens.
Yeah. I told my wife I want to cut it because I was trying to fucking change a light bulb in my mom's car, and she's got this Hyundai, and you got to get underneath there. So my beard is doing this, and I got a jacket on, and I can't see nothing. So then I got to tuck it into my shirt, and I'm like, oh yeah, sweet. And I'm doing it, and then I turn my head this way, and it pops out. I go to look, fuck, and I'm just getting mad. And my little old mom sitting in the car, looking at her phone, and I'm swearing, and these cars are made from little Asian people. Yeah. These fucking I'm holding my hands up, yelling, my hands are too fucking big. And my mom is in the car just like, are you okay out there? You know what I mean? That type of shit. Yeah, losing my
Need someone to
mind.
hold the light wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
I was doing the long beard thing, and then I'm like, I look like fucking Duck Dynasty here. It's like, I did trim it up. So this is really as far as it's
I have girlfriends that are like, during COVID when you had the little things on your face and it would tuck back. They go, it looks great, it's short. And I'd be like, oh, no. Flip it back out and they go, I like it short. Fuck you, lady. I don't care what you like. You're not my wife. Look at these things. Look, showing it off. Ooh. Beauty. All right, tell me about the Cronin.
This one's a little more metal.
Yeah.
Got some nice toms in the beginning.
Tom-toms.
Timmy Tom.
Was this Wolfram Hillbilly?
This was Wolfram Hillbilly.
Okay.
What is it?
I was trying to think of the prior title. And
this is the working title, Wolfram Hillbilly.
And this one's also got the sort of the nebulous vocals in the chorus, spacey.
Yeah.
Now we should note that the reason why we're kind of separating the stuff, because I mean the full EP is called Frame Dragging, okay, and the song titles kind of somewhat go around that theme,
it's all of a theme.
Of frame dragging, essentially. So I mean there is kind of a theme. If you notice, on the actual images of the singles themselves, they're specific pieces of the frame dragging picture.
Full art. Yeah.
Okay.
So it kind of connects in some way.
Gotcha.
And we do have one more song that we're going to be releasing after the fact.
Next Friday?
We'll do that one next week, and then just put the whole EP out the week after that.
Now you guys can be found on all the streaming sites.
Yeah, and it's just straight up Daemonaut, no Daemonaut 71 or any of that nonsense.
Or MN or fucking official or whatever it is.
No, I mean that's like
doesn't it suck when
we
that
are
happens?
the only Daemonaut in the world.
How did you come up with the name?
I asked Chad.
There's a book called Golden Compass, and they refer to they use the word I think it's probably pronounced demon, but they spell it daemon, and I just thought it sounded cooler. And then because of the space age mastodon of it all, it was like, let's put a astronaut suffix to the like a demon in outer space or something. But daemon sounds, and the spelling makes it. Like, you'll probably find a Daemonaut. I'm pretty sure there's some stoner
How many
band.
subreddits did you have on that?
I don't know.
Plus, if we ever flip to become a Christian band, it can be Daemonaut.
Yeah. Oh, now it's gone back to Anthrax. Not.
Anyway.
Not. Thank you.
Dun, 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 dun. I appreciate you guys coming in and doing this.
Thank you for having us.
Tell them again, on January 31st, they have the Frame Dragging EP release, Eagles 34, 7 p.m. Only time, only fans, only time. Exit statements, Daemonaut, $10, Eagles 34. That's right over there by the old Mirage, right?
Yeah.
Nice. That's a nice club.
Right?
They got a bunch of different rooms in that spot. I like that.
Yeah, it is kind of down in that area, down south,
Was it 26th and...
Yeah. I never went to the old Mirage because
we weren't old enough.
Well, there's that.
Like, we just missed the cutoff.
Yeah, it was right there.
Didn't you go see some shows there, though?
Nope.
I did. I saw Anthrax there with Deftones opening.
Sound of White Noise tour?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw Thought Industry there and for $5, and no one was there but me.
I had the flyer for that, but I never went.
That was a great club.
Hey, folks, if you've made it this far in the podcast, do me a favor, like and subscribe to the podcast channel. I appreciate you guys sticking around for this long. Do me a favor, make sure you make it out to Eagles 34 on the 31st. These guys are doing the EP release. Only time, exit statements, $10 at the door. 21 plus, right? That's a 21.
I believe so, yeah.
Okay. And I also wanted to thank everybody for tuning in and checking us out. Tell your friends. We're making our way slowly but surely to 1,000 subscribers. Again, like and subscribe. I appreciate y'all for watching and hanging out and all that happy stuff. I also want to say to everybody in Minneapolis and in the inner city, this weekend is going to be absolutely crazy with all of this ice shit going on. I am not going to speak on either side of the fence on this thing. I'm just going to go straight down the middle, and I'm going to say, everybody, please be safe out there. Whatever you're doing, whatever you're standing for, we love you. We want you to be safe. I want you to be to stand up for what's good and what's right, but I also want you to be safe and not break any fucking laws and get yourself into some trouble. Just be safe out there. There's going to be a lot of eggheads out there this weekend, a lot of anti-Islamophobe type shit going on in the Twin Cities. Yeah. It's a horrible thing, and we're trying not to talk about the stuff because this podcast is all about pushing the good stuff in music and everything like that. So I just want everybody to be safe. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you guys for joining us, and thanks for doing the podcast. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
We're gonna do some Cronin. And you guys are going to love it. And you guys are going to show up to the show the 31st. Buy all their stuff. Have fun. Peace out.
Yeah, thank you.
Have a good night.
usual man.